Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
The current Water Research Chairman, his daughter has a WSC contract. BPL says no late fee on the table. And Line says she's not offended by the lack of support from the Prime Minister. It's all straight ahead on this special edition of Morning Blend, coming to you live from the Baha Mar Convention Center, site of the PLP Convention.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's here. It's the start of the end of the old way. Revolution. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Friday, November 10th, 2023. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight, Strachan. In a moment, Stephen Hanna will be joining us. Again, we are coming to you live from the site of the PLP Convention at Baha Mar Convention Center. And we're going to be talking about what's expected on day 2 of the convention throughout the morning here today. That's all straight ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while you're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, during the first day of testimony in the corruption trial of Long Island MP Adrian Gibson, it was revealed that the daughter of the current Water and Sewage Corporation Executive Chairman, Sylvanus Petty, has a contract valued at $26,000 with the corporation. Gibson, the former chair of WSC, and 5 others are on trial before Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson. Petty, who was the first witness to take the stand, said the contract never came before the board for approval because of its low value. During cross-examination by Damien Gomez KC, Gibson's lawyer, Petty was asked about his knowledge of WSC policies. Gomez asked Petty if he read the policies of the corporation and practices when he became executive chairman. He said he did not. Gomez asked Petty if he is aware of the powers he has and the powers that the board has. Petty said that he did somewhat, he was aware somewhat, and that he's still learning. Gomez then asked Petty if he discourages the awarding of contracts to people who are friends or relatives of the board. Petty, who is the Member of Parliament for North Eleuthera and Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly, said he does not because, quote, everyone in the Bahamas is family. He said, quote, no, nepotism is not something you frown on. That was a question from Gomez, and Petty said, quote, no, sir. Petty has said that he has no issue as long as the company is capable. He added that the board votes on contracts and the vote must be unanimous. Well, former Senator Robin Lyons, who is seeking to become the next chairman of the PLP, says that she's not offended that she doesn't have the support of the Prime Minister going into the race. Lyons noted that at convention, the party leader, Prime Minister Philip Davis, is a party member with 1 vote. She also shot back at claims that she wouldn't have Davis's support if she does win the chairmanship, a position currently held by Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell. Following an article in the Tribune stating that BPL received approval to impose a monthly late fee on the bills of customers who miss their payment due date, the power company assuring customers that the implementation of late fees is not on the table. In a statement, BPL said that the company does not have plans to impose a late fee on its customers at this time. According to the article, BPL received approval to impose a $5 late fee. The news enraged many consumers who have already been facing record high electricity bills in recent months. But BPL noted that it received approval to make use of late fees years ago, but never moved forward with it. Overseas, Israel strikes hitting several hospitals in Gaza City early today as the military pushed deeper into dense urban neighborhoods in its battle with Hamas militants, prompting increasing numbers of civilians to flee toward the south of the besieged territory. Israel has accused Hamas fighters of hiding in hospitals and using the Shifa hospital complex as its main command center, which the militant group and hospital staff deny, saying that Israel is creating a pretext to strike it. Growing numbers of people have been living in and around Shifa Hospital, Gaza's largest. They're hoping it will be safer than their homes or United Nations shelters in the north, several of which have been hit repeatedly. Israeli troops are around 2 miles from the hospital, according to its director. Early today, Israel struck the Shifa courtyard and the obstetrics department, according to the head of the Hamas-run media office in Gaza. A video of the scene recorded the sound of incoming fire, waking people up in their makeshift shelters in the courtyard, followed by screams for an ambulance. And authorities found 123 Central and South American migrants trapped in a trailer in the central Mexican state of San Luis Potosi. Mexico's immigration agency confirming this. Officials from the state attorney general's office found the migrants in a city on the border on Wednesday after local reported hearing cries for help from a locked trailer box. The majority of migrants rescued were from the Central American nations of Guatemala, Nicaragua, Honduras, and El Salvador, as well as 4 from Ecuador and 1 Cuban. Among them were 34 children. The immigration agency did not say how the migrants came to be stuck there, nor where they were heading, but such groups of migrants typically hope to reach the United States. Sports, there were 3 teams that avoided going to a Game 3 in their best-of-3 volleyball championships in the GSSA overnight. This was at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Winning titles were the Anatole Rogers Timberwolves in the senior boys division, the CV Bethel Stingrays in the senior girls, and H.O. Nash Lions in the junior boys division. The only division that's going to a third game is the junior boys division. The senior boys saw a sweep completed by the Timberwolves over the CIA Gibson Rattlers. The Stingrays took home the senior girls title after fighting off a pesky Government High Magic team. And early in the afternoon, the H.O. Nash Lions took home the junior girls title of the L.W. Young Lady Golden Eagles. The junior boys division saw the Golden Eagles even the series 1-1 against the Timberwolves. And Bahamas Association of Athletic Associations, in conjunction with the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, will host the 2023 National Cross Country Championships. That's Saturday, November 25th at 7 a.m. The announcement made yesterday. According to Foster Dorsett, the race director, there will be 5 divisions that will be competing. You can read all about it in today's Guardian Sports section. From the NFL Thursday night action, the Chicago Bears beating the Carolina Panthers 16-13. And from the NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo scored 54 points, but it wasn't enough as the Indiana Pacers rallied to beat the Milwaukee Bucks 126-124. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. So good weather for today. We are seeing broad high pressure centered east of the area. That's going to continue to dominate the weather across the Bahamas, generating moderate to fresh breezes throughout the day today. Beachgoers should exercise caution due to moderate risk of rip currents, mainly along East Coast and Atlantic beaches. For all areas today, we're looking at partly sunny, warm, and breezy conditions, with a chance of a few brief passing showers, becoming mainly fair and a bit breezy tonight with a stray shower or two possible. For boaters, small craft operators in the central Bahamas should exercise caution, and advisories in effect for the southeastern islands. Winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots in the northwest Bahamas, easterly at 15 to 20 knots in the central islands, and 15 to 25 knots in the southeast Bahamas. Seas 2 to 4 feet in the northwestern islands, 4 to 6 feet in the central islands, and 5 to 8 feet in the southeast Bahamas. Temperature-wise today, we're looking at highs getting up to around 86 Fahrenheit, 30 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 73 Fahrenheit, 23 Celsius. Currently in Nassau, it is about 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have an extended outlook and a look at the tropics coming up after traffic in just a bit. You are listening to Morning Blend, coming to you live from the Baha Mar Convention Center, site of the PLP Convention. More on that when we get back and throughout the morning here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Win a vacation for two to Sandals Resort in Jamaica using your RBC Visa credit card in the RBC Gift Yourself the Ultimate Getaway promotion. Just spend $1,500 or local equivalent. Promotion ends on December 18, 2023. Visit rbcultimategetaway.com for more details.
Wherever you're headed, the Custom Computers Know-How team is standing by to help guide you in the East and the West. We now have 2 convenient locations on Patton Street in Palmdale and our newest store in the Caves Village Shopping Plaza through the Blake Road entrance. Discover the latest products by top international brands and the knowledge you need to unleash tomorrow's technology today. Drop by Custom Computers out east or out west. We're open Saturdays from 10 till 4.
Struggling to repay your loan? Let us help you get back on track with payment terms that suits your financial situation and improve your credit score and credit report with the Bahamas Credit Bureau. Inquire about our restructured loans today. Call us at 356-7764.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Stephen Hanna will be joining us. We are coming to you live from the Baha Mar Convention Center. We're here because the PLP convention is going on. It's day 2 today, and we're going to be talking about that quite a bit throughout the morning today. So stay tuned for that. But there is also a lot to talk about in the news. And in the news, the big headline in the papers, Petty's daughter has WSC contract. That's the Water and Sewage Corporation, the chairman testifying in the Adrian Gibson trial. And some unbelievable revelations coming out in that. We're going to get to that in just a bit. But yesterday, we lost our minds, didn't we, about BPL and the seemingly proposed late fee. The Tribune article that got everybody worked up, BPL given the go-ahead to charge late fees. Well, BPL is clarifying that now, and I'm saying, no, that's not quite what we're doing. Let me read the statement, and then you decide. So this was the statement shortly after we wrapped up on air. They issued a statement saying, Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited, BPL, advises that the company does not have any plans to impose a late fee on its customers at this time. At a recent Bahamas Institute of Chartered Accountants presentation, BPL CEO Siobhan Cambridge shared with the body numerous strategies to help the company address its considerable arrears and at the same time improve the quality of service to its customers. A late fee was discussed as a viable option to prompt timely payments, as it is inscribed in BPL's Consumer Protection Plan, and received regulatory approval more than 4 years ago. However, it was never implemented. For clarity, the late fee was a discussion point and is not an immediate consideration for BPL. The company continues to work with its customers to ensure timely payments to meet its financial obligations. At the same time, BPL is firmly committed to implementing the best available strategies to ensure effective management as well as improved service to its customers. Okay. All right. So, what do you make of that? What do you make of that? So I've spoken to some people who were there at the conference, and they didn't get the impression that the CEO was saying that they were going to put that in place, just mentioning that was an option that was there on the table. So they suspect the Tribune was trying to, sell some papers, but why would you bring that up? Would you bring that up? Would you bring up something that you know would make people really angry and say, well, we even thought about this? And I don't know. Let's hear from you. We can take calls, right? Yeah, so give us a call, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. You can call us toll-free as well. And tweet us at MorningGlen969, Facebook us, or text us 422-4796. I just want to read some of the... Oh, okay, that's not here. Let's read the article that's in today's Nassau Guardian. So, Rachel Scott writing about it, following the Tribune's lead story yesterday, saying that BPL received approval to impose a monthly late fee on the bills of customers who missed their payment due date. The power company assured customers that the implementation of late fees is not on the table. The article had said that the BPL received approval to impose a $5 monthly fee. The news enraged many consumers who have already been facing record high electricity bills in recent months. However, BPL noted that it received approval to make use of the late fees years ago, but never moved forward with it. It said, as you heard just now, at a recent BICA presentation, BPL CEO shared with the body numerous strategies to help the company address its considerable arrears. Acting Press Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Keishla Adderley, also addressed the matter yesterday, noting that the Davis administration will not allow BPL to impose late fees given the current economic conditions. She said, quote, there was a report circulating about the possibility of a fee increase or late fee implementation concerning BPL bills, and the administration wants to make it very clear that the administration has no intention of allowing BPL to impose a $5 late fee on consumers. The late fee proposals were among 5 proposals that were put forward as possibilities to try and reduce that $100 million accounts receivables for the corporation. Considering the economic conditions, the administration is not minded to add any burden on consumers. Adderley said the government is focused on improving BPL's infrastructure, introducing renewable energy generation, and providing more reliable electricity. Okay, all right. Well, that is a relief. That is relief there. But we do want to caution the CEO from causing people to have panic attacks. And be careful with the hypotheticals or the examples or the suggestions that were not approved, as some people will take these things out of context and others will try to capitalize on that to make people scared. And that seems to be what happened yesterday. Again, continue to text us 422-4796 or call in and tell us what you think about that. All right, so let's move on to, as we said, what appears to be the big story of the day. So, our Travis Carroll writing about that in today's Nassau Guardian. During the first day of testimony in the corruption trial of Long Island MP Adrian Gibson, it was revealed that the daughter of current Water and Sewerage Corporation Executive Chairman Sylvanus Petty has a contract valued at $26,000 with the corporation. Gibson, the former chair of WSC, and 5 others are on trial before Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson. Petty, who was the first witness to take the stand, said the contract never came before the board for approval because of its low value. During cross-examination by Damien Gomez KC, Gibson's lawyer, Petty was asked about his knowledge of WSC policies. Gomez asked Petty if he read WSC's policies and practices when he became executive chairman. He said he did not. He said, quote, I didn't have time to. We had serious water issues in Eleuthera. I didn't have time to go over policies. I didn't have that luxury. Gomez asked Petty if he is aware of the powers he has and the powers that the board has. Petty responded, quote, somewhat. It came over a period of time. I'm still not the expert. I'm learning. Gomez then asked Petty if he discourages the awarding of contracts to people who are friends or relatives of the board. Petty, who's the Member of Parliament for North Eleuthera and Deputy Speaker of the House, said he does not because, quote, everyone in the Bahamas is family. So he's saying he does not discourage the awarding of contracts to people who are friends or relatives of the board. Gomez asked, so nepotism is not something you frown on? Petty said, no, sir. Gomez, what about political allies? Petty says he has no issue as long as a company is capable. He added that the board votes on contracts and the vote must be unanimous. Gomez asked, have you ever voted for a contract for your daughter, son, or a close family member? Petty said, none of my family ever came to the board for a contract for us to vote on. Gomez mentioned Salathia. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that properly, but Grzesk, and Petty said he did. And Gomez asked, is that your daughter? And Petty said yes. Gomez asked if she is involved in a company called Mainscape Maintenance. Petty said, that has never come before the board. There are smaller contracts. They don't come to the board. Gomez, you accept that she has a contract. Petty said the contract never came before the board at all. I did not get into that. Gomez asked if there is a bidding process for lower valued contracts. Petty said, some of them, yes. Upon further questioning from Gomez, Petty said he is aware that his daughter has a contract with WSC. Gomez asked if Petty is aware that the contract is valued at $26,000. Petty said he didn't know. Quote, those smaller contracts never come to my desk or the board. Now, during his line of questioning, Gomez asked Petty if there is any reporting system on lower valued contracts that is made available to the board. Petty said no. Now, during his initial questioning, Petty said he requested the results of an ongoing audit at WSC. Once he received it, he turned it over to then Minister of Works Alfred Sayers and the Prime Minister. He said that was the extent of his involvement in the matter. At the end of questioning, oh boy, no, I don't, oh dear. Do I want to read this? God almighty. Okay. At the end of questioning, Petty asked, you all have lunch here? Oh boy. After the laughter in the court died down, Grant Thompson said no. What's happening? What's going on? Seriously? Oh dear. Okay. Wow. Okay. In her opening statement to jurors, Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions Cordell Frazier said every story has its characters, setting, and plot, and that this case was no exception. She pointed to Gibson, his cousin, Rashay Gibson, a director in elite maintenance, Joe Knowles, one of the people who nominated Gibson for election and who has interest in Baja Maintenance, and Jerome Missick, a barber and director in Baja Maintenance, Elwood Donaldson, the former general manager of WSC, and Peaches Farquharson, who has interest in Adams Landscaping and is a close friend of Donaldson. Frazier said the country was in a state of uncertainty in 2020 and outlined the case that they'll make against Gibson. There's a whole lot of it in the paper today. And this is going to be an interesting trial, definitely. But Stephen Hanna joins us now. Good morning, sir. Great to have you with us. Okay. So let's get your reaction to this. Interesting comments from the executive chairman of the Water and Sewage Corporation. No issue with nepotism as long as a company is qualified. Basically, as you know, it's a small place. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's related to everybody. So you're bound to have these situations. He seems to be suggesting. But what do you make of it? What do you make of it? And it's the claims that he doesn't know all the policies yet, as he's still getting to know the place.
Is the new deputy?
I mean, it's been 2 years.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. Anyway,
But one thing before we go on, he did say that the board has to unanimously approve these things, but that's part of the problem, though, right? The board is going to be appointed by the minister, by the administration at that time.
This is a very easy solution, but the solution that I will give you, I promise you that nobody on any side is going to agree with it.
That nepotism is wrong?
No, it's not even that, because it's true. Everybody is related in the Bahamas at this point. Right? That's how come we could be like, oh, we have the BRCA gene because all us, we fall into a certain gene pool or whatever. And we don't like foreigners, but you want to fix it. Right? Put a cap on it. All right. So Stephen has a business. I apply for a contract at Water and Sewage. I get the contract. You apply for a contract of water and sewage, and the business that you apply for has me as one of the shareholders or part owner or whatever, then you can't get it. If you do that, then suddenly you don't have to worry about this nepotism. It's like, oh, well, no. If this person makes up in it in any way, shape, or form, then you already have a contract. No matter if you use 1%, if you are anyway benefiting from this company. But the reason you can't do that is because there are certain people in this country that are on all the boards and own a piece of every company. Exactly. The face that Dwight is making right now, Bahamas, is the reason why we can't fix this.
I don't know what you mean by that, and I think you're incorrect about what you think you see in me. But let's take this call, and then we'll get to some of your text messages. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Stephen.
Morning.
Hi.
Stephen's mic is a bit low, but Dwight, you're coming very clear. If we take the premise that everyone in the Bahamas is related, then we could say everyone in the world is related. I think that the chairman, not the chairman, Mr. Petty, I think he was just being very coached by his lawyer in what words to use. Because if he suggests that we can just give contract to anyone because everyone is related, that kind of explains why the Prime Minister can, call Sam Backman-Fried and ask for something for his son. But there are also proves the problem with these political appointments. He's supposed to be in charge of the Water and Sewage Corporation, but he doesn't know any of the policies. And that's an excuse for why things are going on. But the last question I want to ask is, the contract that was awarded to his relative, was it vetted properly? I mean, was that the only bid that was submitted? Because if it wasn't, then that's an even greater problem. I ain't gonna listen.
Okay, all right. Interesting questions there. Yep. Again, the low-value ones don't go to the board for approval.
You also should explain how much is low value.
Right.
Low value, I think, caps out at 50.
You think, but I mean, how do we know?
The last time I saw the piece of paper, low value caps out at 50.
Okay.
You don't have to go through that.
So who approves
process.
it?
Didn't they say the board? The board has to sign off on it?
It never goes before the board if it's a low value.
Oh, well, then I guess whomever. Whomever it goes before.
Right. Lots of questions. Okay, we've got some text messages. A lot of these are related to BPL and what we talked about earlier and the late fee confusion. This person says, did you just take a swipe of the Tribune? Yeah, I did. Yeah, what? So what? Anyway, I didn't see their headline as being anything as anything but factual. I didn't see their headline as anything but factual. Yeah, we all thought it was factual. What are you saying? What?
They're saying that with your new information, they still hold it to be true.
Well, again, I was saying that people there didn't think that.
Out of
that's
context,
what they're saying.
you're saying
right.
it
And
could
to
have.
make the whole story about this when it was apparently an example, although I wouldn't have given this example. I would not have given that example. That is a terrible thing to say. This is one of our options, right? But anyway, they say the question is, why would BPL bring that topic up now? Yeah, exactly, Texter. Why would you bring that up?
To see if you all listen to it.
Okay, well, they got the answer.
They went
Don't
right
even
into
think about it. And as I said on the show yesterday, if they were providing reliable electricity, if
No.
they were only you could see. Of course, it's when you factor in the fuel surcharge debacle that makes it less acceptable. But if they were a reliable company, then fine, we got your service, and if we don't pay, then yeah, that's what happens, right?
I mean, sorry. It's like I'm sitting here, like, there are things that can be done already without adding the $5 late fee will not fix their problem. And I understand that they're like, you take different parts or whatever. And I think they need to explore all the options simultaneously at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I don't think other companies implement late fees to solve problems.
Oh, no, the other companies are doing that.
Correct. What? No.
Agreed.
I mean, how would you like to not get paid until someone feels
It happens
ready?
all the time.
But you just
all of the time.
And what do?
You want me to call the names of the companies that pay me late?
You don't need
some
to do
of
that.
some of the same companies you talk. What?
But I'm just saying, you could. People charge interest on things all the time.
I've done work.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You need to
I've done
implement a late fee policy on all your contracts.
Corporations.
Yeah.
And you know how that it took.
There.
I did it for them before the pandemic, and I got paid at the beginning of this year because I bought one of the executives at an event, and he's like, "Oh, we love the work you did." It's like, "Oh, I never got paid for that." Right, exactly.
Told him there was a late fee for each month, and now it's.
But I'm just saying. So it's like if I started charging late fees, and if every actual working person in this country charged late fees to people, no, the country shut down.
No.
Anyway, okay.
Oh, well. This person says here, this BPO miscommunication is another blunder from the CEO. There's a trend with him. Well, we've said it before. One day it's this, the next day it's that. I don't know what that means. All right. Continue to call in about all the things we've been talking about this morning. Again, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, and text us 422-4796. Again, we're coming to you live from the Bahamar Convention Center, side of the PLP Convention. We're going to be talking about that a lot this morning.
Is this the overflow room?
I'm not too sure now.
Oh, okay.
But all that stuff doesn't need to be discussed on there.
No.
But that's fine.
I'm being told by
the
producer that walls.
They just put that there this morning. But
to keep us in the back. I got you.
It was huge last night. I was here briefly yesterday, and my goodness, that was a festive place to be. But okay. So what are we going to do? So we're not all on the same page about this stuff.
Once again, for the people who didn't hear, if you want to solve, because everybody in the Bahamas is related. That is something that is inescapable, right? If you try hard enough, you can connect any of us to somebody else. If you want to fix this, you have to put a cap on who gets contracts in general across the board.
But what if your company is the most qualified in this field or this sector?
Well, no, and then that's the case. If that is the case, where it's like you are the only person that can do this, your company, then yes, you get the contract for now. But now we then know which direction the country needs to go in, because we can't have that where it's one. I don't believe in monopolies.
So what? Right? Who's supposed to correct that?
No, I'm saying isn't that how education works? You're supposed to base your education system and saying we need more nurses, so we're going to push for more nurses. I'm saying we as the people ask.
Well, what if you don't know? Right? You realize only one company's getting this.
No, I'm saying for 5. You tell me for 5 years we have that person, and in that 5-year time we can't put something in place to say we need more of this or that.
Who's supposed to do that?
The government.
Oh, okay, that's what you're saying.
I'm saying
the government to say, well, since we've been given the contract to this company for 5 whole years, since they're the only one, we want to encourage more Bahamians to get into this field to challenge our cousins who own this company.
I'm saying yes, but also you have to remember that's 2 different issues you're talking about. The issue right now with these contracts at Water and Sewage isn't that it's only one company that can do cleaning and maintenance. It's that everybody and their cousin own a cleaning and maintenance company. Right? And so it's like, if this is how you wish to use your one contract being with this, then that's what it is. But don't come back and say, oh, we also do cleaning and maintenance for this other government entity.
Yeah.
I'm saying you have to put a cap on it. You could, sure, your cousin could get the cleaning contract for Water and Sewage, but they can't get it for Roadworks.
Okay. All right.
That's my suggestion.
Yeah.
Especially for these things. Now, if you have a situation where there's only one person who could, let's say, lay fiber or something, I'm trying to pick something arbitrary. Now we know which direction we need to tell BTBI to train people in. Correct? Correct.
Yes, I agree with you.
I'm saying,
can you expect the administration at the time to do that? You would hope that they would, but how do you do this so they don't keep that insular and that don't make that public?
Once again, the part of it that, because the caller said he didn't hear what I was saying because my mic was low, or maybe he didn't hear it either. I started by saying no one's going to do this because it doesn't, and I don't mean just present people. No one across the board who has the ability to do this is going to run to do this. And that's people in power and people out of power, right? Because you would literally have to say, oh, well, then that means I'm going to give up my opportunities to do this so it could be spread out evenly as it should be. And that's the real problem.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, yes, as it should be.
All right, so
you got it.
So that's the part. Let's get your views on it, folks. But it keeps happening. Will we get it? Will we get it? Will we ever get it? but that part of it. And then how do you feel about the chairman not knowing all these important aspects of how things work at the corporation?
The day-to-day running? Did they ask him what does he do?
They asked him if he knows all the things that he's supposed to do. And he's still learning. Is that acceptable 2 years in, or what? What do you
mean, how many jobs does he have?
He's also an MP, and he's the deputy speaker.
Maybe he should. Maybe,
Speak up, sir. What do you say?
Maybe one of those, he should not.
Okay.
Pick one. I don't know which one.
Okay.
Two of them are connected, so maybe he should drop one.
A lot of people in that boat, right? 2-3 things.
Right.
Again, let's hear from you. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. No, sir, to nepotism.
I mean, although I feel like their response will generally be they have persons to advise them and to run the day-to-day things at the corporation. Right? But, if you're overwhelmed, sometimes you just got to step back. Reevaluate and appraise and say, this is where I'm doing the most good, so I'm going to focus my energy here.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see.
We will see. All right. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Strachan.
Hi.
Good morning, namesake.
Hey, morning.
I love this discussion this morning. I've had this a few times. I mean, we have persons who in the industry or in a trade that is getting ready to retire who've done many years. And I have always said, instead of letting them retire, let them spend their pre-retirement at BTVI or training institutions to bring up the younger person. Because any questions or any problems that could come up, they've basically already faced it. I've been saying that for years. But what do? We have persons who want to stay on the job and, make it harder for young people to enter the industry. So that's my 5 cents on it. And it's crazy because, we're a developing country. But everybody's saying there's no future for our country. And in most industries, the older persons just go right off the scene and they haven't trained anybody to take over.
Yeah.
So, I thank you, gentlemen, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Okay, thank you very much. I mean, it's a little bit different from what we're talking about, though.
No, he's talking about where the conversation went, where we're saying, hey, if you know that it's only one person who does this, then you need more people to be trained to do that. And he's saying an extension of that, and I could understand his direction because a lot of people retain the knowledge, well, not just retain, they withhold the knowledge of their industry because they see it as competition, right? They're gatekeeping. As long as I'm the only one who knows how to plug in a mic, I have a job. So I'm not going to teach you how to plug in a mic. But the problem is, if the people who come after you are not smarter than you, then you failed, right? And that's both as parents as well as persons in an industry. If you're the father of an industry and the people after you did not build on your work because they had to start from scratch, then you failed. You understand what I'm saying? So like that, and I think that's what he's talking about. He's saying,
I think we can all agree with that.
You've been working electricity and pulling wires and doing this stuff for 40 years. You're about to retire. Send him to BTVI to impart as much of his knowledge as possible to everybody, all right? And so they could build on it as opposed to them having to start from scratch. And, and that's been an issue with the whole entire country.
But again, back to the point you're making, if you're the only game in town, and
sometimes you're
going to have an issue.
You have to put policies in place to encourage people to do that because even on an individual level, there are people who don't want to pass along the knowledge because they're like, this is my knowledge.
That's a tough one, though. Can you imagine? You went and invested all this equipment. You went and got the knowledge. You got the training, and you're the one doing it. And then the government's going to come and say, "Well, we need some other people to do this because we don't want to only hire this one."
Yeah, but if you are the best at it, then you can compete for the highest contract. But I'm saying, for you to say, let's take video for example. All right, I do not have the capabilities of doing this convention. I can't shoot this convention, but I can shoot a wedding. I can live stream a funeral. But now for somebody to say, I have the equipment that I could do the PLP convention, I could do the funeral, I could do the wedding, I could do all this at the same time, and they get all the contracts, there'd be nobody else in the field, right? And so it's like, you have to look at it like that. And now if something were to happen to that company or that person, suddenly ain't nobody got cameras in the country because for the past 20 years, only one person been shooting everything. They've been shooting everything from music video to commercial to live events to sport, everything.
Sounds like that is happening, actually. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Stephen.
Hi, good morning.
Dwight, on Monday, Rupert Roberts announced that this year the turkey price is going to increase by 20%. But just this morning on Channel 10, I saw already say turkey prices in the U.S. have been reduced by 8% from last year. Did Mr. Roberts give a reason as is it pertaining to gas or shipping or something?
Yeah, that's very interesting. Somebody sent me the same thing, an article saying that prices had dropped.
Ask him.
And so that's a good question.
What is, I want to know where this turkey's coming from. I mean, Australia, Africa, because price control need to, find out where.
Or just don't buy turkeys.
Quite interesting to me.
Great question. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Yeah, that's interesting. And he said he bought his in the summer. I don't know if that means he just paid for them as opposed to buying them and now will freeze them. I don't know which way it is.
You buy them ahead of time if you're a large enough
entity.
What
does that mean? You paid for them ahead of time. Or does it mean you bought them and
you paid for them ahead of time.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
It's what they call it, fuel hedging.
Fuel hedging.
Yeah. so pick a battle.
Foul hedging, I guess.
It is foul hedging indeed.
Oh boy. Okay. Anyway, we've got a lot of text messages. This person says here, oh boy, it's a lot. Okay. I don't need my pilot to start learning the new style aircraft controls mid-flight. For God's sake, can we have board members who have some kind of success at executive levels and some knowledge of the industry for highly technical ministries? Or
they usually have the general manager is
we're talking about board members,
technical.
Appointed board members who make the decisions. They're making a great point, right?
They make a great point.
Somebody Grammy on the board.
But here's the thing: you would have to change everything, and I'm open to that. Don't get me wrong. This is not me objecting to it. This is me explaining to you what happens. The board, if you're appointing people out of the pool. If the pool of people that you know and that are willing to work with your policies and willing to work with you is very shallow, and it's only Grammy cousin, and somebody from your church, then that's who it's going to be. Right? Now, if you want to expand your pool...
If you decide to only play in that pool.
Expand your pool. And I have no problem with that. Like the person is saying, let's get some more people. But now...
You can tell Grammy that? After all my life.
No, but
all my life I did support you.
Yeah.
And you can't do nothing for me?
I am. I'm making the country better.
Oh, boy. Who cares about... Anyway.
There's a reason why I'm not a politician.
Right. You and me both. This person says, Petty says he does not frown on nepotism. How is it that every 5 years, low-value landscaping contracts end up in the hands of family members of newly appointed politically affiliated board members? How is that possible?
Because it's possible.
This person says immediately after the by-election, they're trying to say, okay, or early next year we will get the BPL late fee. I don't know about that. Well, they said bar election. I was like, when's that?
When you can elect people to the bar,
right?
Lawyers, not alcohol.
Talking about the alcohol. Petty needs to go. He took the job but didn't read the employment manual. I mean, he's executive chairman. It's a little different. It's not like he's
It's not an employment manual.
Yeah, he's not the CEO. He's not the general manager. It's a little different.
He is technically the CEO. As the executive chairman.
This country is a joke. These people blatantly misappropriating treasury funds to benefit themselves and family.
I don't know how they're misappropriating it. Is the place being cleaned?
Well,
and listen, we all have complaints about these little side contracts because a while back, somebody who was granted a sidewalk contract in my neighborhood dig up all the old sidewalk, and to this day, it's still in front of the yard. It's never.
Did they put down new sidewalk?
They put down a new sidewalk.
But they left the old one
outside of where they left the old sidewalk.
Never forget.
It was a point. It was given to an old man.
They did the work.
Who sat in his truck and let a young man who clearly was like in rough times build the entire sidewalk through the whole neighborhood by himself.
Oh my!
And
that's exactly what the call was talking about. Then the younger people.
No, because here's the thing. He did not. I'm sure he ain't split that. Like, oh yeah, I get the contract. I'll take 10%. And I could say it because it's like I believe it strongly in my heart. Let me say that. Then.
This texter in response to Petty asking in court yesterday if you all have lunch here. They're asking morning, do you all have breakfast there? We don't know yet. Mr. Engineer, do you know? No, we don't know yet. We'll see.
Do you have water downstairs?
Well, maybe the response would be like what the judge told him. No. This texter, BPL should concentrate on making those accounts receivables into accounts payable. Maybe there are a lot of mega companies owing BPL.
I don't know the difference. Forgive my ignorance. Could you enlighten me with this, man?
This person says, from what I'm observing, much of the news from officialdom is a plethora of bold lies masquerading as ignorance or convoluted truths. Oh, okay. Officialdom. The only way the daughter of Sylvanus Petty, the chairman, could get a contract with WFC is if the chairman set it up, if he told her. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. You
know what you should do, Dwight? See how hard it is to get a contract. Like, send a reporter, like it's a no-name person, right? Because clearly, I mean,
so an undercover operation.
If they sent you, they'd give it to you, and then if they sent me, I definitely wouldn't get it. But
I doubt I would.
Send a no-name reporter, right, to apply for a contract and see if they could see how easy it is. What's the what's the process? Okay. And then send somebody with a well-known name, and then see how easy it is.
Okay. Why does the chairman of these corporations have to be a politician? Doesn't have to be, but they often do it.
Once again.
Or a politically affiliated person.
Because they're pulling from their pool.
All right. For topics involving these politicians, can you include the eye-opener team? Okay. Thanks a lot. Sure. We often have some of them on. This person says this is the same issue we are having with UB and BTVI, no succession planning. These tertiary education organizations are not hiring full-time teachers or employees. There must be planning to take the country to the next level. Wow. Another text. There are young people who are too lazy to pick up a book. Training does not mean spoon-feeding. Spoon-feeding happens in high school.
It definitely sounds like a gatekeeper. Like somebody who was like, I had to learn the hard way. Back in 1801, when they used to whip us, nobody was showing me how to pick cotton. That's what it sounds like.
Somewhat, but also they have a point. There are a lot of people who...
Yeah, but there's also a lot of people who don't know what the question is to ask.
Okay.
Right? So it's like, if I'm starting from zero, because you've not... Dwight, if I gave you a video camera and say, go shoot this wedding, and then say, well, that's how I learned how to shoot wedding, how does that help you? That wedding's going to be horrible. But if I at least say, put it on a tripod, this is how you press record, make sure that you have tape, I'm giving you something to build off of. And then you could go online and say, oh, well, how you suggest this and how you do this or that. But if I give you something, an uncharged camera, batteries in the camera, card, you looking for a tape deck, right? You understand what I'm saying? And like no tripod, no nothing, and then tell you do it, and then when you come back say, why the sound so bad? And I ain't give you no mic. Like that's where we're at. And they're saying, well, you should go buy a book and read it. The book ain't the problem. You started me from below zero.
Then we have another caller. Let's take that caller. Are you still there, caller?
Hey, Dwight. Morning, Dwight.
Morning.
And good morning, Stephen. I haven't called your show for a very long time.
Morning.
I don't want to change the paradigm shift of your conversation, but Dwight, I know many times, many years, over and over, callers, yourself, you got the people from education comes on your talk show. But Dwight, there's something has to be done with these school children after 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I went to a barber shop this week, Dwight, to get my hair cut. And I went there at 10:30. Right on Brandon Road. I wouldn't call the barber shop name, right? And I asked the young man, and I said, listen to me, y'all don't go to school, eh? Our teacher tell us go cut our hair. But why do your teacher have to go cut your hair and you know your hair have to cut, or you got parents, or your mother, mostly single mothers? Come on, Dwight, man, listen. You know something? This country, with the young people, can send this country to hell, you know, Dwight. I'm telling you, the young girls, them, 9:30, 10 o'clock, walking, Dwight.
Who are you blaming?
Who's standing up? Who's standing up?
Who are you putting the responsibility to?
Stephen, you want to blame the government? You going to blame the church?
No, I'm asking
What about these
you,
lousy, weightless sperm donor fathers? Come on, man. They are our future. Who knows? One of them might be a talk show host. When God take yours from there. Yeah, but how could they be the future and they just won't go backward?
All right, so we all have a role to play. We have a role to play.
Man,
Thank you very much.
Dwight, I don't know, boy. I don't know. I don't know what else to say, but with these young people in this country, especially those school children and Bahamian people, I can say something and I don't mean this wrong.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, it's you can't blame the kids entirely. Some of them are
blame the children at all.
Well, I don't know. Some of them are very difficult. But a lot of them have come out of very difficult circumstances.
Right, but I'm saying, here's the thing: you're supposed to be difficult as a teenager. Yeah, it's a chemical thing. It's an actual, like, your brain is developing, your brain is cooking. Difficult? Everybody was difficult. Okay. Well, that means you were stunted in growth. And also, right, for the caller, I don't know if talk show host is the best example of people who could lead an example of when to get a haircut. One of us clearly doesn't cut their hair, and the other one doesn't have, genetically cannot cut their hair for different reasons. So I don't know if that's the best example.
You know, I don't know how you're going to respond to you.
But I agree with you.
But I mean, it's hard. You cannot blame the kids.
First of all, if the teacher is saying you need to get your hair cut, did the teacher send them out of school at that time, or did the teacher tell them the day before, don't come to school and that's your haircut? That's a question itself, all right? You're saying, oh, the parents, I hear you, but then let's blame capitalism then, because if your parents have to work 3 jobs, then they're never going to be home. You can turn your head all the way around, right?
Let's focus this morning.
I'm just saying, like, we cannot pretend.
We all have a role to play.
Right, exactly. It's not one person. And you can't be getting angry at the children because they are not at school at 10 o'clock without getting mad at all of society. There was a point in time where if a child was not going to school, or if it was after 9, they would hide because they knew that they would get in trouble for not being in school at the time. Mm-hmm. Society, all of us, we see children walking up and down all the time. And what do we do? What time it is? Oh, Lord, why they in school yet? And we don't say anything. We don't say, go to school. We don't call, do you know the number for the Trinity officer?
No. Okay. Some more messages before we have to take a break. This person says here, it would be interesting to know when was Petty's daughter's company formed. I believe he knows WSC policy very well, enough to advise his daughter how to apply for a contract with WSC and which amount in order for the contract not to go to the board. Well, those are some serious claims there. Okay, well, anyway. These politicians are all the same. Nepotism at its finest, using WSC as their piggy bank. Have you ever heard of the Department of Statistics? They're supposed to be keeping records of everything in the country. This is the source where the government should get information to guide them in effective governance.
Bahamas National Statistical Institute,
right, changed the name
BNSI, is presently doing labor force surveys throughout, consistently and continually. And so we're supposed to be getting that stuff shortly so that we could figure out which direction the country needs to go in. But once again, if you see that there is a specific demand, because you could always say, oh, hey, how many plumbers do you have in the country? But if there are people saying, every time we need a plumber, we have to go to this one guy because he's the only person that can handle any pump that exerts whatever amount of pressure, then we know that we need more people with heavy-duty pump experience. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the demand also will tell you.
All right, this person says here, was it ironic that BPL spoke about a $5 late fee, the payment people got upset, and then Prime Minister Davis came to the rescue? I don't think that's quite what happened there. BPL issued that statement, although maybe he did. I have no idea. But anyway, and said it won't happen. Like the no new taxes. Any bets that the increase will happen after the by-election? No, I don't think it will. I don't think it will. But also, I know that in the Freeport-Lucaya area, it's GB Power Company.
Do they have BPL at West End?
Do they manage the whole of Grand Bahama Power Company? If it is, that means it would make no difference. So I don't think that's no. But they did use the word "at this time" to say that they have no plans to implement that at this time.
Yes, but that's because you have to always leave it on the table.
Right. Always. Never say never. Never say never. What you do in the dark comes out in the light. These contracts are given out to favorite people, so what else is new? And this one says, at the end of the day, we are all Bahamians. I don't think family should be affected because I'm part of the governing body. As long as work is getting done, I don't see the problem.
Well, okay, let's set the stipulations. As long as it is applied for correctly, as long as you are capable of doing the work, and as long as the work is being done. And now I'm asking for another one to be added. As you already have a contract, and there are 3 other vendors out there who don't have one contract, let's circle back to you. Let's make sure that the work gets spread out evenly, because it don't make no sense only you doing work and those companies going out of business, and also you being overwhelmed and can't finish stuff in time. So let's spread it out evenly. And then, okay, yeah, you could take on another one after everybody have one. Okay, we give you one extra based on your capabilities, based on your performance.
All right. As we go to the break, these final messages here. This person says, if people who created the laws would pay their BPL bills normally, like everyone else, on time, maybe BPL wouldn't have been in the state it's in today. Stephen, I love working with young people who are eager to learn. The most off-putting thing is a young person who doesn't want to make an effort. By the way, there are older people like that, too. You got to tell them stuff that's on the first page of the book. What is more professional? Ain't no battery in the camera, or there isn't any battery on the camera? What? What's okay? Oh, I think it's language. It says, ain't no battery in the camera, or there isn't a battery in the camera. Oh, boy. Anyway.
Would they like me to tell them?
Don't follow up. This one you might want to respond to. Well, why is Stephen so opinionated? That's a very weird and silly question. Now you're looking for trouble. What's this?
They also opinionated, because if they weren't opinionated, they wouldn't care that I was opinionated. I mean, I'm not a rock.
Yeah, everybody's got opinions, right?
If you want to listen to people without opinions, I could tell you which station to turn to.
Oh, Lord, it's a lot of them. Do you know why the children that attend Palmdale Primary have to stand outside the gate and not allowed to go inside the school up to 8 a.m.? I see kids lined up outside the gate. Is there no security guard or teachers at the school in the morning?
Probably.
Okay. We'll get to the rest of these. Oh, yeah, they're saying Grand Bahama Power Companies for the whole island. So there would be no sense to
That's not going to change
after the by-election. Oh, yeah, because who cares? But anyway. All right, let's go to the break. Again, we're coming to you live from the PLP convention at Bahamar Convention Center. In a little bit, we'll be talking with some of the folks here and even some of the delegates and find out more about what's going to happen today. And they're gearing up right now, getting ready for voting.
Right.
So
if they're going to draw the line, or if they're going to move ahead.
No one gets what you're saying.
If they're going to move ahead with Fred, or draw the line with Robin Lyons.
Oh, is that her slogan?
No.
Oh, you just... Okay. Thank you, Stephen. Anyway, we're going to take a break. This is Morning Blend. Stay with us.
you see? We are one of a kind people, one of a kind culture under the sun. Dance with me, feel the rhythm of the ghost game. Show the world a jungle who has set us free. When you hear the people shouting it over, the boss got no remorse till the boss catch me on me. Hear what I say, catch me on me. 'Cause I all about this energy.
This is
This is AP News. I'm Rita Foley. Civilians in Gaza City are running this morning.
Israeli strikes have hit near several hospitals in Gaza City as the military pushes deeper into dense urban neighborhoods in its battle with Hamas militants. Israel has accused Hamas fighters of hiding in hospitals and using the Shifa hospital complex, as its main command center. The militant group and hospital staff deny the claim, saying Israel is creating a pretext to strike it. The head of the Hamas-run media office in Gaza says Israel struck the Shifa courtyard and the obstetrics department, as well as 2 other hospitals early on Friday. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Who sent suspicious letters to elections offices in several states? Some of the letters had fentanyl in them.
Fulton County, Georgia's one of the communities targeted.
There are some crazy people out there who will go to any extreme.
That's County Commission Chair Rob Pitts on WSB TV. The state is sending them the opioid antidote naloxone in case election workers become exposed to fentanyl. Elections offices in California, Nevada, Oregon, and Washington also appear to have been targeted. In Washington state, it began in August. One election official there says the letter had a message: certain people shouldn't have elections. I'm Jackie Quinn.
Senator Joe Manchin, a West Virginia Democrat, says he's not going to run for re-election. But now some Democrats worry that he might run for president as a third-party candidate, maybe taking votes from President Biden. The Las Vegas Hotel Workers Union says it's reached a tentative deal with Wynn Resorts that prevents a strike that was set to begin this morning if bargaining had failed. Gas is down to $3.39 a gallon as you start your weekend, down 4 cents in a week. This is AP News. A 96-year-old Korean War veteran is still waiting for his Purple Heart.
Earl Meyer remembers being injured in June 1951.
And they started dropping mortars on us, and that's when I got hit. I didn't even feel it. And my pants was sticking to my leg.
The Minnesota man is still waiting for the U.S. Army to award him a Purple Heart Medal. Meyer says he's provided the Army with documents, but few men in his unit who would have witnessed the battle have survived.
The 7th Division chaplain came through and just talking with people, and he asked me what platoon I was from, and I told him the 2nd Platoon. Oh, he said, you were lucky. There was only 4 left when you left.
An Army Review Board in April issued what it called a final rejection of Meyer's request for a Purple Heart, citing insufficient documentation. I'm Donna Porter.
And I'm Rita Foley, AP News.
7:44. It is time for your first look at traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Get a no-fee RBC loan plus 5 chances to win up to $5,000. All right, so in your real-time traffic this morning, we are already seeing some heavy traffic on West Bay Street near Saunders Beach. If you're heading eastbound as you approach the Providence Highway, and then east of that roundabout, heading toward Arawaki. Lots of traffic there this morning. Milo Butler Highway, as usual, heavy traffic well south of Fire Trail, through the Fire Trail roundabout and straight up to Tawny Williams Darling Highway. Traffic backed up a bit along Fire Trail as well, east and westbound. Glass Road also busy for you this morning from well south of Fire Trail straight up to the roundabout with JFK and Bahama Boulevard. Not seeing the issues on JFK that we have near Lake Cunningham as we have in the past couple of days, though, so that's good news for you, but not so good for Glaster Road drivers so far. Blue Hill Road is busy from St. Vincent straight up to the roundabout with Independence Drive, both directions, east and westbound this morning, also seeing traffic. And then we've got Robinson Road, not moving much for you between Soldier and Old Trail, and that whole intersection, Prince Charles, Robinson, and Soldier, very busy for you. Actually, traffic is backed up from Beatrice Avenue straight through to Robinson Road. Soldier Road also, as you approach that intersection with Wolf, Village, and Burnett Road, heavy traffic for you northbound this morning. Eastern Road from east of Fox Hill straight up to Johnson Road, heavy traffic. Carmichael, westbound to Coral Harbor Road also, slow-moving traffic for you there. So a lot of issues. Good luck to you. And that's your Morning Bend Traffic Alert brought to you by RBC. Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/Christmas Cash. Time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Easy Car Sales. We've got a broad high-pressure system centered just east of the area. That's going to continue to dominate weather across the Bahamas, generating moderate to fresh breezes across the islands today. Beachgoers should exercise caution due to the moderate risk of rip currents, mainly along East Coast and Atlantic beaches. For all areas today, forecast calls for partly sunny, warm, and breezy conditions with a chance of a few brief passing showers, becoming mainly fair and a bit breezy tonight with a stray shower or two possible. Smallcraft operators in the central Bahamas should exercise caution, and advisories in effect for the southeast Bahamas. Temperatures today getting up to around 86 Fahrenheit, 30 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to 73 Fahrenheit, 23 Celsius. In your extended outlook, high pressure at the surface will continue to dominate weather across the country, supporting breezy conditions throughout the weekend. Expect a brief passing shower along with that breeze. So for Saturday, tomorrow, partly sunny, warm, and breezy with a chance of a few brief passing showers during the day, mostly fair and breezy at night. Sunday, partly sunny, warm, and breezy with a chance of a few brief showers. We'll tell you about the tropics coming up in our weather check after the 8 o'clock news. But this weather check brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Easy Car Sales in a live business, bringing you the ultimate business makeover. Sign up for Business in a Box and get your chance to win $90,000 in prizes in a brand new all-electric Jack SUV. Business is better with Alive and Easy Car Sales. Call 601-8911 or visit easy242.com for more information.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC. It's true.
This Christmas, your wish could come true with a no-fee loan from RBC. You have 5 chances to win up to $5,000 Christmas cash.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC. It's true.
Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/Christmas cash. Subject to normal lending criteria. Conditions apply.
There's a new electric vehicle in town, the Jack brand of SUVs, trucks, sedans, and commercial vans, available only at Easy Car Sales, home of the fully electric vehicle. For a powerful, smooth ride at a fraction of the cost to drive, leave the pump behind and hit the road with Jack. Visit easy242.com to see our brand new Jack models and drop into Easy Car Sales for a test drive. It'll have you singing. Hit the road with Jack, and don't you pump gas no more.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you're going to invest in an exotic pet, choose anything but a Norwegian forest cat. Apparently, they will eat all your jewelry. Before you know it, you're racing to the vet when your cat escapes from his carrier and lunges for your earrings. You crash, and your cat swallows your pearls. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Motor Insurance and get the best comprehensive coverage for the price.
Get the best comprehensive coverage for the price. CG Atlantic Insurance Agents and Brokers. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Go CIBC First Caribbean. We help you
to get what you want this year. Spin the wheel of wishes with a trip for two to Miami. Spin the wheel of wishes. You can win loads of cash for Christmas. CIBC First Caribbean.
Win with your approved loan. Visit CIBC FCIB/Wheel of Wishes for more information. Conditions apply.
Know a company stuck in the Stone Age with papers stacked to the ceiling and just about nothing getting done? Don't let your business get left behind. Go digital and ditch the papers. At Plato Alpha Design, we create custom software to meet all your digital needs, saving you time and helping you make money. Give us a call today at 812-2195 or visit platoalpha.com. It's time to ditch the papers and let us help you go digital. At Plato Alpha Design, we're the leaders of digital transformation.
At Wendy's, we are different. We don't just use beef. It's fresh, never frozen. Our burgers are square because we never cut corners. Served hot off the grill with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and American cheese. We believe in fast food done right. Always serving fresh, never frozen beef. Order a hot, juicy Dave single, double, or triple. Made with fresh, never frozen beef. Now only at Wendy's. Different inside and out.
What would you do with extra cash? Plan a trip.
Overhaul my wardrobe.
With CIBC First Caribbean, you can get comfy with savings on your mortgage costs. Buy or build your home or switch your mortgage to us and get up to US $1,000 off the loan application fee. Up to US $2,000 off home insurance. With up to US $10,000 towards switching costs, your pockets will be comfy too. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/get comfy for more information. Conditions apply.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Win a vacation for two to Sandals Resort in Jamaica. Using your RBC Visa credit card in the RBC Gift Yourself the Ultimate Getaway promotion. Just spend $1,500 or local equivalent. Promotion ends on December 18, 2023. Visit rbcultimategetaway.com for more details.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning, Blend. We are coming to you live from the PLP convention. Things are a little quiet where we are, but trust us, there's buzz happening as I'm getting ready to
Trying to convince
start.
me?
No, I'm talking to the listeners. I'm talking to the listeners, Stephen Hanna. Dwight Strong with you on this Friday morning live from Bahamar Convention Center, site of the PLP convention. That's going on day 2 today, and folks are here. They're getting ready to start the voting process
at 9 o'clock.
And so they're getting the election systems all set up this morning. And so after the news, we're going to start talking to some of the folks here. There's a bunch of people here, and as there was yesterday, and so it's a lot of excitement in the air. So we're here, and we're going to be here all morning. Okay, so we've been talking about a lot of things, talking about nepotism, the interesting revelation coming out of the day 1 of the Adrian Gibson corruption trial. This is endemic situation in the Bahamas? The cronyism, the nepotism, the family, friends, and lovers? Is that what it is? Is that just how it is? Is just how it's going to be, and nobody has a problem with it, and
Dwight,
forever and ever, amen?
Here's the problem with when we oversimplify things and we use these catchphrases that don't necessarily make sense if you really look at the context. Family, friends, and lovers. Anybody who gets anything is going to be a family, friend, or lover in the Bahamas. Because if they are your mortal enemy, you wouldn't hire them. Who else are there? Do you not become friends with these people? Like, it is easy to argue against that. And the idea of nepotism, you're going to be
friendly is different from friends. Huh? You know, friendly is different from friends.
It depends on who's talking. It depends on who's talking. I'm not saying, okay, this person is the godfather of your child. But at the same time, if this person has ever been to a birthday celebration with you, which is possible, all right? I'm saying that person is definitely your friend. You can say we ain't close friends, but you're all friends. You know what I'm saying? If this person has your real phone number, not your government-issued cell phone number.
Some of us only have one.
I'm saying, I'm not one in government. If the person has your real phone number and not your government-issued phone number, that person is your friend.
What? Yeah, trust me.
If the person of the landline is family.
Yeah. It's only your mom.
Right. Only your close family of that. Now, that you could definitely bring to the court and say, no.
Do you have the home phone number for this person?
No, you're too close to this person. That's what they need to ask at the banks. What is home phone number is? And if you could pull it up, y'all too close. But the whole point is, it is nearly impossible in the Bahamas, right? And like when I say, I'm not asking you, I am telling you, I have been in situations where close family members have walked in to establishments, all right? And they're asking for this, they're asking for that, whatever, right? I wasn't like, oh, I know this person is so-and-so to me or whatever. I removed myself from the situation, but it is
even places where you worked.
Yes, where I work.
Okay.
Present tense.
Over there.
Right?
Go there.
They've walked in. They asked for things. I removed myself from the situation.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I don't want to get involved with it. But it is impossible to not have persons who are related to you because the country too small. We don't have 500,000 people. Right? If the numbers are true.
Right,
and we don't have 500,000 people.
Not quite.
It is inevitable there's going to be overlap somewhere.
Yeah.
So let us remove ourselves from the oversimplified conversation of family, friends, and lovers and say, let's put rules in place with the knowledge that at some point your ex-girlfriend from college is going to ask for a contract at this place. And you, as the deputy chairperson or whatever, need to be able to say, well, here is the guidelines for how this person should apply. Whether or not they are going to get the contract is based on these rules.
Yeah.
And not because, oh, I miss her, I wonder what she doing. I hear she leave her husband. Not that. You understand what I'm saying? And so, like, but it doesn't help the conversation if we constantly be like, yeah, boy, it's family, friends, and lovers. Dwight, I promise you, if you tried hard enough, we are probably related to everybody out there in the foyer of the PLP convention if we tried hard enough.
It is a small country, as you say. Yeah. All right, a couple let's do only this one here. Why are you guys at a cult gathering so early this morning? Now, what? What are you talking? Oh boy.
What other time would you attend?
Okay, you got to go later at night. All right, we're going to break for the news. When we come back, a whole lot more. We're going to get into it. The PLP convention today, what's happening today.
That's the time of the show. The show is early in the morning. Like, we don't have a late night show. Right. If we had a late night show, then we'd be here late.
We're going to go to the news. This is Morning Blend, live from Bahama Convention Center. We'll be back. Stay with us.
It's the sweetest music. Yes, I'm an island gal for sure. Oh, yeah. Keep my heart jumping, pumping when I hear pop play. Give me bush music all day, every day. That Bahamian music that runs inside my veins. Yes! Ain't no sweeter music than break and square from down low deep in the bush. Down low music sounds so nice.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Here on Guardian Radio 96.9, we are coming to you live from the PLP convention at Bahamar Convention Center. We're still on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app for your smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 4224796. Standard text rate supply. And now, day 22, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Summer Madness and its encore presentation. Here's what's happening today. We've got broad high pressure centered east of the area. That's going to continue to dominate weather across the country today, bringing moderate to fresh breezes across the islands. Beachgoers should exercise caution as there's a moderate risk of rip currents, mainly along East Coast and Atlantic beaches. For all areas today, we're looking at partly sunny, warm, and breezy conditions with the chance of a few brief passing showers, becoming mainly fair and a bit breezy tonight, with a stray shower or two possible. Smorecraft operators in the Central Bahamas should exercise caution, and advisories in effect for the southeastern islands. Temperatures today getting up to around 86 Fahrenheit, 30 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to 73 Fahrenheit, 23 Celsius. In your extended outlook, high pressure at the surface and will continue to dominate weather across the country, producing breezy conditions throughout the weekend. Expect a few brief passing showers as well. So for Saturday, tomorrow, partly sunny, warm, and breezy with a chance of a few brief passing showers during the day. Mostly fair and breezy at night. Sunday, partly sunny, warm, and breezy with a chance of a few brief passing showers during the day. Mostly fair and breezy again at night. Both days, though, Smorecraft should exercise caution. In the tropics, we're watching a broad area of low pressure that could form in the southwestern Caribbean Sea by the middle of next week. And some gradual development is possible as it meanders over the southwestern Caribbean Sea. Formation chance through 7 days is still low, though, at about 20%. Elsewhere, the tropics remain quiet, and tropical cyclone formation not expected through the next 7 days. That's your Morning Blend weather check, brought to you by James Catlin Friends. Summer Madness, it's back for an encore presentation November 10th and 12th at the Dundas Center for the Performing Arts. Black Box tickets are $30, available at the Dundas box office, or call them at 805-7393 or 823-5464. That's James Catlin and Friends, Summer Madness. Another check of traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC. Get a no-fee RBC loan plus 5 chances to win up to $5,000. In your real-time traffic at this hour. Still got that heavy traffic for your Mile Butler Highway. It's gotten worse, actually, much further down, south of Fire Trail. And Fire Trail roundabout straight up to the roundabout with Tonic Williams Darling Highway. That's in the northbound lanes for you. Traffic backed up eastbound along Fire Trail to that roundabout as well, and westbound, actually. Over on Glacier Road, still busy for you this morning. From well south of Fire Trail as well. fact, this is almost down to Carmichael, which is not something you normally see. So that's heavy traffic on Glass Road this morning. Things looking pretty smooth, though, for you on the JFK Drive side. Elsewhere, Blue Hill Road, heavy traffic from St. Vincent straight up to Independence Drive backed up as well, westbound this morning. East Street and Soldier, that intersection, both north and south of that area, looking congested, and Soldier is busy for you near Windsor Place and near the intersection with Robinson Road and Prince Charles Drive, and north of that area heading toward the intersection with Village, Wolf, and Burnett Roads. We've got Saunders Beach looking congested still on West Bay Street. If you're heading eastbound near the Providence Highway roundabout, on your Providence Highway seeing heavy traffic northbound as well. Six Legged roundabout also got issues southbound on your Providence Highway, northbound on Milo Butler, and eastbound on JFK. And Eastern Road, heavy traffic for you westbound this morning, just east of Fox Hill to about Johnson Road. Don't forget, the public service march was delayed last week, and the motorcade, and that is happening this morning. And so we're seeing congestion near Arawak Key. A lot of congestion. You want to avoid that area entirely. That's westbound and eastbound near Arawak Key this morning. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert brought to you by RBC. Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/Christmas Cash.
With somebody daughter, I like to the you should know I'm a Bahamian from the Bahamas. It's the place you vacation. Slam down with no every occasion. If I did it.
And live from Bahamar this morning, the site of the 55th National PLP Convention, day 2 this morning. We're going to find out more about it in just a few minutes. Okay, so we just told you about it, the public service motorcade that was supposed to happen last week, but was delayed. I think it was inclement weather. But that's happening this morning. So again, it's a big motorcade, and you want to avoid the area, and it's a big area to avoid. So it's going to leave Western Esplanade, heading east onto Bay Street, then east towards Montague, and then we'll head south onto Village Road and west onto Wolf Road toward the roundabout at Marathon Road, then south onto Marathon Road, and turning west onto Robinson at the intersection. This is all of this is west onto Robinson Road. They will head west towards wait, now, how does that work? Marathon, you're going to turn west onto Robinson. Oh, yes. Okay, heading back west. Then they will head west towards Blue Hill Road, travel north on Blue Hill Road toward University Commons, and then towards Bahama Games Boulevard. Then they will turn onto Bahamas Games Boulevard towards a roundabout, and then head west on Tony Williams Darling Highway. There's no way you can avoid this. With this. This is, oh God. And then onto Harold Road, onto the Prospect Ridge roundabout, and at the roundabout the parade will head east onto John F. Kennedy Drive and then continue north onto University Drive. It's coming back. And at the roundabout they will head east onto Poinciana Drive and turn north to the Blue Hill Road. Finally the parade will head west on Meeting Street, then turn north on Nassau Street, and at the light head west on Bay Street and return to West Esplanade. Good God. That's exactly how COVID happened. My goodness gracious, that is every part of your province. Today is not the day. No. This is just a good time to, come down here to the convention and sit down and stay here all day, or stay home, folks. Stay home. Don't try to move about after now until 3, 4, 5.
No, it starts at 9, so you have 30 minutes.
They're assembling
to get in front of them.
You can see it on the map. They're already assembling.
No, but I'm saying you have 30 minutes to get ahead of them.
With the regular morning traffic going on now,
well,
good luck to you folks. It's going to be quite.
May the odds be in your favor.
Right.
It might be. This is the time to use all those lessons that we learned during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta zoom in because You ain't gonna make it, Dwight.
Right. No, today is not the day. Thank goodness it's a Friday. Thank goodness it's a Friday. And, all right, so what we're going to do, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get into what's happening here today at the PLP Convention, the 55th National Convention of the Progressive Liberal Party. The theme, Building on Progress, Driving New Change. And we're going to talk about this straight through to business for the rest of the show this morning. Again, we're live at Bahamar Convention Center. We're going to have a lot more Morning Blend after this break. Stay with us.
Can't you see? We are one of a kind people, one of a kind culture under the sun. Dance with me. Feel the rhythm of the ghost game. Show the world a jungle new has set us free.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC, it's true.
This Christmas, your wish could come true with a no-fee loan from RBC. You have 5 chances to win up to $5,000 Christmas cash.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC, it's true.
Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/Christmas cash. Subject to normal lending criteria. Conditions apply.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL. Growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
It's been 35 years since Custom Computers was founded, and we'd like to celebrate that milestone by thanking you, our clients and customers. You've inspired 35 years of expert service and support, partnering with the world's leading brands like HP, Apple, and Microsoft. We take pride in setting the bar for what you expect and deserve from a homegrown Bahamian business. We're here to serve you when you need us, so call 396-1101. Custom Computers, raising the standard since 1987.
Join the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce, SBDC Bahamas, and Alive Business on Saturday, November 4th from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. at Crypto Isle on East Bay Street. See what's new, sample products, demo services, and shop from a variety of businesses throughout our local communities. We hope to see you at Trade Expo 2023 on November 4th. Admission is free and the event is family friendly. For more information, call the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce at 322-2145.
The public is advised that East Street will be closed from Friday, November 10th, 2023 at 5 p.m. until Monday, November 13th, 2023 at noon. As a result, vehicular traffic will be unable to access East Street from Shirley Street to East Hill Street. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause and sincerely appreciate your patience and understanding.
Go CIBC First Caribbean. We help you
to get what you want this year. Spin the wheel of wishes with a trip for 2 to Miami. Spin the wheel of wishes. You can win loads of cash for Christmas. CIBC First Caribbean.
Win with your approved loan. Visit CIBC-FCIB/Wheel of Wishes for more information. Conditions apply.
Wherever you are in the world, Cleveland Clinic's world-class care is here for you. From Ohio to Florida to London, Cleveland Clinic treats thousands of patients every year. Ranked number 2 in the world by Newsweek, you can trust our caregivers to enhance your experience across each step of your treatment journey. For every care in the world, learn more at clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
Let me ask you a few questions. What's your name?
Pam.
Favorite food?
Steak.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Is your money safe?
It's under my bed, so I guess so.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why?
Unless your money is in a bank or credit union that's a member of the Deposit Insurance Corporation, there's no guarantee it's safe.
Yeah, but what if something happens to the bank?
Your Bahamian dollar deposits are insured up to $50,000, so you'd still be ahead. Plus, your mattress might catch fire. Then what?
Man, those banks and credit unions are looking good right about now.
Visit the DIC's website at www.dic.bs. Protection for your money, guaranteed with DIC.
Ladies and gentlemen, your everyday purchases could reward you with a lifetime of memories.
Something new and blue is on its way from CIBC First Caribbean.
$90,000 in prizes.
You could win.
A live business, ultimate business makeover. Sign up or upgrade for Business in a Box for your chance to enter to win the ultimate business makeover or a new Jack Electric SUV from Easy Car Sales. Go green and win. Thousands in other prizes to be won. Sign up or upgrade for Business in a Box today. A live business, ultimate business makeover. For more details, call 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Island. Shanae's Chesapeake Road Christmas Wonderland is open under the Big Tent. Get your Christmas trees in pink, frosted, green, or white in a variety of sizes. Musical Christmas LED and laser lights, a large variety of tree ornaments, lighted angels and Santa tree toppers, bright and lively colored Christmas balls in all sizes, garlands, wreaths, tree skirts, stockings, and lots more. Add flowers, picks, and decorative mesh to brighten up your home or office this holiday season. And don't forget the toys at Janae's Chesapeake Road. Check our selections online at www.janae's.com.
Too many debt bills? Overdue on loan payments? Improve your credit score and credit report with the Bahamas Credit Bureau. Shrink your debt payments with a debt consolidation loan and built-in savings that pays you 5% interest. Call 356-7764.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
The sun comes up with a burning glow, shines down on paradise below. Talking about the Bahamas, you know, a beautiful archipelago. Now go, 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 brag about me beauty. Tell them we friendly. Oh, tell them we proud of we country. Tell them they could come see. Then say I'm proud to be a Bahamian. Proud to be a Bahamian. Proud.
Good morning, guys. We're on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are coming to you live from Bahama Convention Center, the site of the PLP National Convention going on right now. And we're very pleased to have Dwight Strong along with Stephen Hanna, by the way. Very pleased to have with us the chairman of the PLP, Fred Mitchell, joining us. Good morning, sir. Great to have you with us.
Great. Thank you. Nice to be here.
All right. So, you're in the middle of a campaign. We're going to get into that in a bit. But let's talk about what's happening here today. What's going on at this national convention?
Well, there are two things, not competing narratives, but simultaneously. So the elections will be going on, and then there'll be the daytime sessions, panel discussions. Mm-hmm. So the election process starts at 9 a.m., will end at 3. So we should know what the result is by about 5 o'clock, 5:30, something like that, if not before. And then the daytime sessions will have people talking about various topics related to the country at large. This is really one of the more important functions that takes place at a convention like this.
What comes out of those sessions? Is there policy changes or proposed policy changes?
Well, possible policy changes. So, for example, there was a discussion on marital rape yesterday, and there was also the Family Island development thing. That's a major thing, because having just done a swing through the islands, constituency by constituency, the most pressing issue, even in New Providence, is just infrastructural development. And there's a kind of public education program which is required to sort of tamp down expectations, because the demands for infrastructure in this country are so enormous. I mean, we have, I think, something like 28 international airports that you got to fix and keep up to scratch and all the rest of that. So on the list right now for sort of immediate upgrades are North Eleuthera, Exuma, Bimini, which was just signed a couple of days ago, Cat Island, Long Island, but there are many, many others that have to be done. There are bridges that need to be fixed in Andros, for example. The Fresh Creek Bridge has been wanting for a long time. And you've got the bridge in Eleuthera, the glass window bridge, which needs to be fixed. So there's a lot of expectation when you go around about this, and I think delegates wanted to hear, well, what are the actual plans to get all of this stuff done?
So what comes out of that? So if they have the discussions during the day, do those come out to the public, or do the party just absorbs them and forwards them to the administration?
Well, they're internal discussions, so they're private meetings or in-camera meetings. But ultimately, the policies have to be released to the public because it's public expenditure that's required to carry it all out. One of the issues that we're facing in the country today is that largely expenses of the country are being run out of cash flow. And we've deliberately done that because with all the climate issues that are related to us and the fact that we have this high GDP per capita, we have to have space to be able to go to the credit markets. And when we came to office, we were 105% of GDP. And we're now down to 80%. That gives us more space because you can't get these concessional loans. So one of the issues that causes is a tightness in the markets in terms of because what drives the economy is really construction. So we should see some loosening up of that coming soon because we got to get this infrastructural work done. Some of it is quite critical.
Not to stray too far, but have there. So you said there's a lot of different infrastructural things that are required. Everybody has these expectations. Is there more push for, I guess, private individuals or even corporations or whatever to somehow pitch in and not expect it to be like a business situation, but actually just out of being a
good corporate citizen?
A good corporate citizen.
Well, I don't think it works quite that way, but 3Ps are the way that a lot of stuff is being developed through 3Ps. So, for example, I think certainly the airport, Lyndon Pindling Airport, the one in Grand Bahama, I think the one that was just signed in Bimini is the kind of model that's being used because it's really private capital, and then you make a deal with the government on how to collect the taxes and how to pay it off in a dedicated way. So there has to be a lot of inventive financing to deal with many of these issues.
All right. So with the elections here today, how many seats positions are up for grabs? Remind us about that.
The chairman's position is contested, as you know, and the vice chairs, that's also contested. There are there are two of us competing for chairmanship. Vice chairs, there are 12 people competing for 10 seats, and leadership council, you have 7 people competing for 4 seats.
And how many delegates are expected to take part?
At last check, it was when I last checked, the figures of registered delegates was just about 1,000, but they expected 1,750. They expected,
And that's normal. That's
yeah, because what we did was we amended the Constitution so that the person who gets chosen to be officers has the support of a broader section of the community than it was before. So each branch has 20 delegates. So if you take one constituency for each, one branch for each constituency, that's 800 more or less. And then you've got the officers, and then you've got stalwart councilors, a couple of thousand.
I was going to ask, what is different? What is a stalwart counselor? Because I hear
someone who's been honored for being for exemplary service to the party, long service, and they get an automatic right to sit on the councils of the party.
So they get a vote as well.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, right. So what happens is we're trying to because stalwart councilors tend to be mature years. There was not, in our view, a balanced reflection of the actual population of the country. So we determined to amend the Constitution to broaden the base of the elected delegates so that it's in favor of, it more broadly represents the actual demographics in the country.
Okay. All right. So we're going to get to your campaign in a bit. But I have to ask you about this. We've been talking about this morning, this matter here with nepotism. And the concerns that we're just not able to get around this. What's your views on this?
Well, this will continue to be an issue in a small country. So that's the first thing. The ethical judgments on it have to be made by the Prime Minister, and I prefer not to comment on any of the judgments about it, except that we have said to all members of Parliament that there's a particular way you ought to conduct public business, and it has to meet those standards.
Mm-hmm.
So the Prime Minister will ultimately say what the position is on it. Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about your what you call your penultimate. Were you talking about this as chairman or just in general in politics?
Well, I think I have 2 campaigns left. That's this one, which will be done, and I don't expect to run for office in the PLP again, and trying to get reelected in Foxville. That will be the last one, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Some are saying this has been a nasty campaign. Would you characterize it as such?
Not on my part. It's unfortunate, some of the stuff that's been said. I mean, the Prime Minister indicated, as I said in my address to the public, that one of the reasons we made a public statement was because of the prejudicial and salacious statements coming in the course of the campaign by opponents of me, making this some kind of personal attack on me, which has nothing to do with anything. I mean, you said you attack policy, not prejudice. And, prejudices in this country run very deep, and it's not about that. So that's the reason we are where we are. And, I guess sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But, as a public figure from a child, I've had to deal with this as an issue. I'm immune to it myself personally, but, of course, it has effects across the public sphere, which is what it's designed to do.
Mm-hmm.
But in the main, we've been able to overcome it.
Yeah. Now, there's been some criticism, some saying that your age has been brought up quite a bit, and some were saying that why not allow somebody younger to take the helms here. What would you say to folks who are thinking like that?
That's not a judgment for me to make. I was asked, a fellow who's the Prime Minister and leader of the party, has a certain image and judgment about where the party is headed and the direction it is. Basically, when he spoke to the opponent in the race, his view was that we shouldn't be going to a by-election. And, yesterday when I saw the headlines in the newspapers, I said, oh, my prophetic soul, because here we are. We're supposed to be trying to get a re-election campaign off the ground in West Grand Bahama, and instead the press is talking about an argument, which I think is invented anyway, between me and the person who's opposing me, and that's a deflection from what we ought to be doing.
Mm-hmm. You've said it before that you're surprised that the media's paying so much attention.
Yeah, I
to
don't know why anybody's paying attention to this. Period. But anyhow, it is whatever it is.
It's good. More popular people.
Well, yeah.
More well-known people inside this race than inside the by-election.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that. What is the role of the chairman, and what do you see?
Public relations, largely.
Public relations.
Yeah, raising money, public relations, running the NGC meetings. Those are the 3 roles. And you're an informal cheerleader as well. So, when people, and an advisor, public information, those kinds of things. So you provide advice, counsel to the members of Parliament. You try and keep the machinery together. Yeah.
So is it internal and external, or is it more of one or the other?
Both. Yeah.
All right.
Not more than one or the other.
Right. So when you
but the administration of the party is the Secretary General, not the chairman.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. So you said, like you said, it's more of a cheerleader, like to keep the spirits up, but also to, I guess, present
explain policy.
Right.
Yeah. Respond to the opposition.
So the podcast in the morning, the voice notes that you sent out, those are for internal and external consumption, or?
Well, they're sent to PLPs, but I mean, the technology is such you can't stop them from spreading it around. So, it's fair game because it's in the public domain. So,
Now, you mentioned this a few weeks ago that it was not uncommon for a chairman to be a cabinet minister and an MP, although some have questioned whether this should be
in the UK.
case.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk more about that. For those who see this as a conflict or too many hats for one person to be wearing, how do you respond to that?
It just is what it is. I mean, there's no conflict as far as I'm concerned, and it really just developed because of the way things fell with the general election. I was chairman before, sat in the shadow cabinet as chair, and then the election came, and I was the chair, and there's not been any convention, so I'm still the chairman until this convention. We'll see who survives. Yeah.
Now, I brought it up on the show when you mentioned that. I said, well, there's so many things that you bring up the UK that they do that we don't do. Why are we cherry picking when it comes?
I wasn't cherry picking. I don't think it requires any explanation because there's nothing structural which stops it. It also happens throughout the Caribbean. I could have used that as an example, but Bahamas. If you say the British, it makes it special.
Oh, well, I guess for some.
Right, it's the right color or something. Yeah.
All right. So, what are your plans going forward if you should be reelected as chairman?
The Prime Minister has in his mind a successor, and that's going to not be too long from now, I suspect. But in the meantime, it's the same roles. One of the things I'd like to do before going, but don't know how realistic it is. We need a new headquarters. We need a new national headquarters, a new building. The cabinet's already agreed to pass legislation to incorporate the PLP so that the assets of the assets are vested in the corporation, meaning that the debts will not be on the assets of trustees, the personal assets of trustees, as it is now as an unincorporated association. So hopefully that's coming. We're waiting on the drafting. We've also offered, by the way, the same opportunity to the F&M if they wanted to do that as well. So those two things, but and really to try and get more people involved in public life. So.
It's you. Bouncing off of that, you say that this is the penultimate, campaign, and then you say one more time for Foxhole. Not to jump too far ahead in the future, but does that then mean that you have a succession plan for?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so, I mean, I don't want to preempt anything, but so you have people that you're grooming for.
Well, when the election was done the last time, I said, to everybody, look, this is your opportunity. You want to run for Foxhole, come, and see how it works. And you gotta like the people. You have to see how you get along with them. They gotta like you, familiarize yourself. What a party would not want to do is to put someone totally unfamiliar with what's happening in the constituency and just say, here, we're not going to do that. Mm-hmm. And I have a firm commitment to a branch structure. So each constituency has a branch now, and the way it operates is like I compare it to the Anglican Church. The priest moves, the vestry is still there. So same thing. If we drop out by natural or other causes, there's a branch there, and the new person can come in, and they have a structure, and they can start working straight away.
You had a plan in place for chairman as well, or a succession plan?
For all the things that I'm involved in, people are around me who can take these roles. Mm-hmm. But it's not for me to impose choices. I'm like P.J. Patterson. I'm not getting involved in endorsing anything. Mm-hmm. What is important is that you provide the opportunity for people to get the experience with how you do things, so that the organization has a plethora of people and choices available to them should a transition be necessary.
Mm-hmm. And should you not be successful in this election, what will be your role other than MP and cabinet minister?
Michael Manley says, without a backward glance. That's it.
All right. Well, we've got to let you get back. Things are going to get exciting at 9 o'clock. Fred Mitchell, thank you so much for sitting with us and talking with us.
Sure.
And hopefully we'll talk again soon.
Very good.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
All right.
All right. Let's take a break, folks. We're going to be back in a few minutes. We're coming to you live from Bahama Convention Center, side of the 55th National PLP Convention. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back.
Hoping you hear these words. Your grace Sunday night. We used to ride motorbike from Gambia to Fish Fry. The biker girl, them hold on tight. And not to stitches so you're feeling nice. Hear me now, after that it's downtown to Charlie's. Till 3 or 4 a.m. we gon' party. Work in the morning but still we no worry. This is a wake up call so please hear me. Good morning Bahamaland, how are you? I'm feeling fine and I hope you're fine too. Good morning Bahamaland, how are you? I'm hoping you hear these words. Your grace turn blue, yeah.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit cfal.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Wherever you are in the world, Cleveland Clinic's world-class care is here for you. From Ohio to Florida to London, Cleveland Clinic treats thousands of patients every year. Ranked number 2 in the world by Newsweek, you can trust our caregivers to enhance your experience across each step of your treatment journey. For every care in the world, learn more at clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
Let me ask you a few questions. What's your name?
Pam.
Favorite food?
Steak.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Is your money safe?
It's under my bed, so I guess so.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why?
Unless your money is in a bank or credit union that's a member of the Deposit Insurance Corporation, there's no guarantee it's safe.
Yeah, but what if something happens to the bank?
Your Bahamian dollar deposits are insured up to $50,000, so you'd still be ahead. Plus, your mattress might catch fire. Then what?
Man, those banks and credit unions are looking good right about now.
Visit the DIC's website at www.dic.bs. Protection for your money, guaranteed with DIC.
Ladies and gentlemen, your everyday purchases could reward you with a lifetime of memories.
Something new and blue is on its way from CIBC First Caribbean.
$90,000 in prizes.
You could win.
A live business, ultimate business makeover. Sign up or upgrade for Business in a Box for your chance to enter to win the ultimate business makeover. Or a new Jack Electric SUV from Easy Car Sales.
Go green and win.
Thousands in other prizes to be won. Sign up or upgrade for Business in a Box today. A live business, ultimate business makeover. For more details, call 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Shanae's Chesapeake Road Christmas Wonderland is open under the Big Tent. Get your Christmas trees in pink, frosted, green, or white in a variety of sizes. Musical Christmas LED and laser lights, a large variety of tree ornaments, lighted angels and Santa tree toppers, bright and lively colored Christmas balls in all sizes, garlands, wreaths, tree skirts, stockings, and lots more. Add flowers, picks, and decorative mesh to brighten up your home or office this holiday season. And don't forget the toys at Janae's Chesapeake Road. Check our selections online at www.janae's.com.
At Wendy's, we are different. We don't just use beef, it's fresh, never frozen. Our burgers are square because we never cut corners. Served hot off the grill with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and American cheese. We believe in fast food done right. Always serving fresh, never frozen beef. Order a hot, juicy Dave single, double, or triple. Made with fresh, never frozen beef. Now only at Wendy's. Different inside and out.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
And welcome to Morning Blend Business, a special edition of Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. We are coming to you live from the PLP National Convention at Bahamar Convention Center. Dwight Strachan along with Stephen Hanna with you. And we've been having an interesting morning so far. Right now with us, we are going to meet Vice Chair Renika Knowles. And you're also running to be returned to this post.
Yes, good morning, Bahamas. This will be my third convention where I would have been elected. I'm hoping through the support of the General Convention to be able to continue my work with the party and help the party move forward in the leadership of the Chester and Davis administration.
Oh, wonderful. So what exactly does a vice chair do?
A vice chair has many responsibilities, but ultimately in the chain of the hierarchy, we will fall directly underneath the deputy chair, and the deputy chair would then take their instructions from the chairman. In the old constitution, they had 5 persons that were eligible to be elected. The last convention, we had 23 persons, and I was successful in being the second highest at that time. O.B. Roberts, who is now advanced to deputy chair unopposed, and congratulations to him. He's been a hard worker for a very long time and a supporter of the party. Along with that, 7 additional vice chairs would have been appointed by the Prime Minister and the chairman at that time. So the new constitution now, they have balanced the scales a bit more, so you can have 10 persons that will be elected to the office, and at this time we probably have about 14 or 15 candidates vying for the position.
Okay. So it's like a council of vice chairs.
Right. So the responsibility of the vice chairs, I had to oversee and help the party rebuild and restructure 7 branches. When we lost in the 2017 general election, no one wanted to wear a yellow shirt. Everyone had lost faith, they had lost hope. Me, along with several other vice chairs, we had tasks. I had 7, which was Angliston, Marathon. I had Seabreeze at one point, Yamacore, and Golden Gates. So we had to come together, go out, get our members to come back. Sometimes there's only 2 or 3 persons there, but the vice chairs pretty much held the executive position and trying to build up and regenerate the...
Was that unique in following that election, or is it not always like that, following an election loss?
No, at an election loss, it was usually not like that. The vice chairs traditionally would oversee elections of delegates and also elections of executive officers that usually happen in May. Or any issues, we are the connection to headquarters, the hierarchy, or anything the branch members or the executives need. We are their support base, help in any capacity.
Well, I meant the fact that people didn't want to wear the shirts or weren't showing support for the party any longer. Is it not always like that, or did it feel different during that last election loss?
The last election loss, it was a blow to everyone. They didn't see it coming.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
But what was the first that ever happened in history, PLPs did not wear their shirts. FNMs did not wear their shirts. They became in public at that point. Was just in their own clothes, their own independent thinking. So with that, you couldn't determine who your voters would have been. Usually you can tell either by a hand signal or an eye signal, or at least obviously wearing the shirt. So at that time, it was very We're very nervous.
Wow. All right, so let's talk about that.
Do you think that's
journey.
changed, or do you think that is more or less the new normal, that most movements are unaffiliated until the day of, or voting simply out of frustration?
I think the general electorate at this point is no longer about colors, and they're about leadership. And under the leadership of Philip Brave Davis, he has shown and he's proven and he's been tested. He had to go through the transition of one leadership and changing into new leadership under the last convention. He's been able to rally his troops. He's been able, they call it the SSS, Brave Ship. Everyone's on board, and I love the blueprint that he's having for the country. And Chester Cooper, he's doing an amazing job as well as tourism. And there's a lot of work that has to be done legislatively, and I think we have the experience. We have a large talent pool in order to be able to turn this country around. We have to clean up the mess of the previous administration, unfortunately, but there's a lot of hope moving forward. You know, we drive new change and we believe in building progress. That's why we are the Progressive Liberal Party.
So do you feel the image of the party has changed sufficiently from that loss over these 6 years or so? Tell us more about that, what you feel when you go out into the community.
When I go into the community, persons are just inspired by the fact that they don't have to be locked up in their home and treated like prisoners in their own country during the time of COVID. They felt we were released from the dictatorship style of governance. But now with the leadership of Brave Davis, he's a kind person. He's very strategic. He's very methodical. He may be a man of few words at times, but he knows exactly what to do. He's very strategic. I would call him the best chief we can have at this time to transition us in the interim of legislative progress, and then you'd be able to feel those effects within the next couple of months.
So with on the point that you made about the COVID, I mean, we hear that a lot from especially PLPs and PLP supporters, but would it have been different had the PLP or Brave Davis been the Prime Minister at the time? That was what everybody was doing in the world. Is it fair to say that was something that the previous administration did?
During a time of COVID, I understand it's an unprecedented epidemic that happened, and no one knew how to respond. However, they said when you place power in the hands of someone reveals their true character. And we can only allude to the fact that if you have so much power, previous Prime Minister was definitely one of the dictatorship style. And I don't think the Bahamas is ready for that anymore.
So what my question is going to be in terms of, you talk about transitioning, and Minister Mitchell was just saying, he's saying that, I think he said that the Prime Minister is looking for
the
succession plan, and then he's saying that he has his succession plan in place. It feels like we're in the midst of this, is like the final chapter of this version of the POP, most likely the FNM, all the political parties. Everything's about to change. All right. As a younger person, how does it make you feel? But also, what is in place? What is the plan moving forward? Like, all right, are the people on the ground already? Like how is it working? I said, because you're a young person, all right, and we're hearing all this talk about. One, they keep saying, "Oh, we need more younger persons in the party," and now they're saying we are planning a succession plan. So what is in place? And then two, as a young person, do you guys feel ready for it?
As a young person inside of the party gives a lot of their young persons a lot of opportunities. As you can see on the slate of persons that have been speaking, if you look at our international diplomats, they're giving a lot of young people opportunities. Along with just in our cabinet, you know how many young, powerful, strong men and women we have? You have Leslie, you have Pia, you have my dynamic minister, because I'm also on the board of BPL, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis. She is doing an amazing job. The work that she has done in the area of housing, now her skill set is in energy. I'm extremely excited to see what she's going to do, and I'm waiting for her lead. But that just goes to show you we have qualified, large pool of talent inside of the party, and we are an open tent. We have a lot of persons who've left the party, and they are now returning, and there is a place for everybody inside of the wheelhouse.
All right, so in talk radio, we hear it every day. People are calling into shows saying it's time. We've done the PLP, we've done the FM, but it's time for the Bahamian people to try something different. What do you say to folks who are saying that the two parties are so similar, that there's not much separating them on issues, but it's time for the country to head in a different direction? What do you say to those folks?
I would say look at the blueprint that the Davis-Chester administration has. It speaks about forward movement. It speaks about carbon credits. It speaks about many things of progress. Look at the Minister of Education, the Honorable Glennis Hannah Martin. She has an enormous task of cleaning up the mess of persons who would have missed 2 to 3 years of education, and being able to reach out and find what they're doing. As she said in her speech last night, there are a lot of initiatives that are happening, and so we have to ensure that we bring each person in through many aspects.
All right. Well, what are you looking forward to most with the convention, other than being reelected, hopefully, over these past, well, now it's day 2 today. What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the closing out ceremonies. That is when you will see all of the crabs come out of their holes. Everyone is here now in large numbers, and I cannot wait for the next general election. I know that we will be very successful in that. It's the energy, it's the hype, it's the camaraderie, the inspiration of seeing previous leaders, persons who were in previous leadership teams, and just everyone coming together and uniting. That is the beauty. We are a party, we are a family. People say families are dysfunctional. We have our issues like everyone else, but we handle our affairs in private. And we are democratic. We have a very, very democratic process, and we encourage healthy debates. And at the end, everyone comes together, and we won PLP all the way.
But you say you can't wait for the general election. Will you be running again, Renika Knowles? Are you planning on running?
It is my intention to do so.
Okay.
And I have no problem serving at the pleasure of the Prime Minister if given the opportunity.
I was just going to just double. Okay, so you're on the ground, right? As Vice Chair.
Yes, sir.
Right. So on the ground, are people buying into the idea of this is a new PLP, or that this is a transitioning PLP, or do they feel like it's more of the same? And also on the inverse, because you still have a base that is alive that doesn't necessarily want things to change because they know how to thrive in a certain environment. So, like, 1, are there people who are convinced that this is a new PLP? 2, the people who are older, who like the old PLP, are they concerned about that? And so, and what is the 3, I guess, what is the transition between the two, or what's the balance between the two?
Balance between the two would be persons like myself and the other ministers that are in place at this time. Like I said, like Pierre Clover role, we are the transition, we are the bridge, we are the bridge between the gap.
So are people saying this feels like a new PLP, or are they like, you guys just dress better or sharper? Everybody's in their royal blue.
The PLP is about progressive change. The general consensus, as you would have in any society, persons have their own opinions. We have a proven track record and allow our administration to show you what we can do and complete within the next 2.5 years remaining in our administration. As you can see, every family island, there's been a lot of robust plan and movement forward in putting airports in, so the family islands, international airports, which will drive tourism and help to reboot the economies in those family islands, and not everything just being centralized in Nassau. There's a lot that's being done. Even if you look in the field of agriculture, we now have a new minister, Mr. Jomo Campbell, and the initiative that the Prime Minister has initiated with food sustainability with the Yoke program as well too. So everything, it's been a planting process with the first 2.5 years. I think you will start to see and reap and feel the rewards on the trickle effects on the ground within the next 6 to 18 months.
Right. So I ask everybody who comes on at some point, what are their views on decentralized government, where the islands, our communities have more autonomy, real local government. What are your views on that?
The tradition with local government on the family islands, they have their role to play, and you also have the MPs for those islands. I feel that there needs to be legislation to be able to bridge the gap that causes it to have more of a transition and a true reflection of what's happening here in Nassau. I say that because every decision that's made on the family island is not made here, or what we feel that's needed there. The local government then controls what advancements can actually happen. The local government actually has full autonomy over the islands themselves. So it depends on the legislation that we can put into place so that everyone can have a proper chain of command for requests that will come through, so it can be beneficial to both the administration, also to the people.
So you would support that move toward greater autonomy? Yeah. All right. So it didn't say before, but if you were to run, you plan on, you want to, that's your intention. Where would you run? You'd go back to Killarney, or what are you looking at?
I'll keep that one close to my chest.
Okay. It's still.
I'll keep that one close to my chest.
Hopefully 3 years, eh? So you got some time.
She need to be on the ground now. So.
Yeah. So you're not going to tell us. Give us a hint.
I will allow the party and the leadership to determine whom they would like to place for that.
All right. So we've got only a couple minutes left, but for those on the outside looking in and just thinking this is all spectacle, what would you say to them? How much of a difference will people here really make? How much of a say do people here have a say attending this convention today?
Our delegates are excited. Every convention, for the most part, we've had a democratic process. I understand we have a race for the chairmanship. With both persons, they're both equally qualified, they're dynamic individuals, and they both have a proven track of excellent leadership. Everyone is excited and their voices will be heard.
Okay. All right. Knowles, thank you so much. Great talking with you. Great seeing you. Good luck. The election, it's underway now, right? So we'll know by 3-4 o'clock.
Well, no.
This evening.
Okay. Later. It's like Junkanoo? No?
It's a lot of ballots. I think it's over 2,500
Right.
ballots.
It's a lot of people. So, but good luck to you. Thank you for talking with us this morning.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break, folks. We're coming to you live from Bahamar Convention Center, the site of the PLP National Convention. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
There's a new electric vehicle in town, the Jack brand of SUVs, trucks, sedans, and commercial vans, available only at Easy Car Sales, home of the fully electric vehicle. For a powerful, smooth ride at a fraction of the cost to drive, leave the pump behind and hit the road with Jack. Visit easy242.com to see our brand new Jack models and drop into Easy Car Sales for a test drive. It'll have you singing. Hit the road with Jack, and don't you pump gas no more.
Struggling to repay your loan? Let us help you get back on track with payment terms that suits your financial situation and improve your credit score and credit report with the Bahamas Credit Bureau. Inquire about our restructured loans today. Call us at 356-7764.
At Kalina, we want to be a part of your journey. Come, share your dreams and goals with us. Whether you're getting married, planning for that new home, switching careers, counting down to retirement, or simply wanting more confidence for life, we are here to listen. Let's plan for tomorrow today. No pressure, just a chat between friends. Visit Kalina.com and connect with an agent today. We are waiting to hear your story.
Doctors Hospital has reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. We understand that your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnoses and true personalized treatment begins. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshosp.com.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
What would you do with extra cash? Plan a trip.
Overhaul my wardrobe.
With CIBC First Caribbean, you can get comfy with savings on your mortgage costs. Buy or build your home or switch your mortgage to us and get up to US $1,000 off the loan application fee. Up to US $2,000 off home insurance. With up to US $10,000 towards switching costs, your pockets will be comfy too. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/get comfy for more information. Conditions apply.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Morning Business Report brought to you by CFAL. There are plans being developed by the Nassau Airport Development Company to expand Lyndon Pilling International Airport's taxiways, a proposal for parallel runways, and even plans to expand the airport's operational hours. That's according to Deputy Director of the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, and Director of Aviation, Dr. Kenneth Romer. Speaking at the Office of the Prime Minister's weekly press briefing, Romer yesterday said NAD could reveal those expansion and development plans to the public soon. He says he met with the chairman of NAD, and Vernice Joaquin and NAD has unveiled a plan that speaks to the expansion of those taxiways and additional runways. NAD's CEO, Vernice Joaquin, said last weekend that NAD is negotiating with the government on a piece of land that will become the site of the long-proposed airport hotel. Joaquin explained that the hotel and possibly other commercial opportunities will help the airport to increase its revenue over the coming years as it continues to pay off high debt. Chief Justice Serene Winder has ordered $M Limited, trading as crowdfunding exchange Arawak X, into provisional liquidation, and ordered that a winding up order for the company be prepared. That's according to court documents. Winder contends in its decision that there was enough evidence presented by the Securities Commission of the Bahamas and Executive Director Christina Roll to warrant the removal of the two senior executives of M Dollars, D.R.C. Ramey Sr. and D.R.C. Ramey Jr. Winder explained that given the evidence presented, there is strong evidence that the company is in fact insolvent, especially given the company did not present evidence to the contrary. He said that while company executives argued in their affidavits that the continued cooperation or operation of the company without a provisional liquidator does not present a danger to the public, he disagrees. More on that in today's Guardian Business section. 1 year after the collapse of cryptocurrency exchange FTX, Executive Director of the Securities Commission of the Bahamas, Christina Roll, says that there remains healthy interest in the jurisdiction from digital asset firms. She said that there's attractiveness to the jurisdiction and that regulators wouldn't want to speak to the jurisdiction in terms of its attractiveness, but in terms of interest, they're seeing lots of that shown in the market. You can read more of that again in today's Guardian Business section. And Chairman of the Bahamas Trade Commission, Philip Galanis, says the body has been working with the Small Business Development Center to get Bahamian manufacturers export ready so they can be introduced in the high-end markets in the United Kingdom and Europe. Galanis said part of their national trade policy involves expanding the limited types of goods the Bahamas exports, which are dominated currently by spiny lobster and chemical exports. He said discussions have been ongoing for a Bahamian product pop-up shop in London's luxury department stores, Harrods. And the Water Research Corporation utilizing artificial intelligence, AI, to detect leaks across its water distribution network. That's according to General Manager Robert Deal. MIA, the company contracted to deal with WSE's system leaks, has distributed 600 AI modules they call bugs throughout New Providence's leak. That's according to leak manager Rohan Thomas. Thomas explained that the bugs are attached to fire hydrants or customers' meter lines and typically stay connected for 24 hours, listening for leaks in the lines. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Thursday, your market movers: Consolidated Water up 2 cents, closing at 6.42, and Emira Incorporated down 7 cents, closing at 8.50. The BISX All Share Index closing at 2,948.29, unchanged. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
I really miss the Bahamian sound. When the drums start to play and the cowbells ring. Oh Lord, that's the sweetest feeling. If you're losing control, cause the rhythm in your soul, that's junkanoo. That's junkanoo. If you should be in bed, but you're on the street instead, that's junkanoo. That's junkanoo. Make you stay from work, take away your hurt.
Back to Morning Glen Business, a special edition, coming to you live from the PLP National Convention at Bahamar Convention Center. Dwight Strachan, along with Stephen Hanna. It is quite a scene out there. The voting has started, and it's it's like that's a lot of people. There's a lot of people. The lines are very long as people queuing up to.
It's a very popular organization.
It is. They're all wearing their gold, so it's a sea of gold out there. It's quite a scene. So we're only here for a few more minutes, but let's get your reaction what we've been hearing so far. Give us a call, 323-6232.
Particularly
325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free or text us 422-4796, 422-GR96. Tweet us, Facebook us as well. All right. These text messages. Okay.
Are they for previous guests?
Some of them.
I find it interesting that it's like it feels like this is a more or less a farewell tour.
For whom?
I mean, it feels like there's and not in a bad way, but I'm saying like it feels like, okay, this is in 10 years, they're going to have a brand new everything across the board. Because everybody's talking about transitioning and...
Well, just two people. One that we've heard definitely, and one who said the same one who says it, and another is considering that as well. But seeing their ages, I mean, that's not surprising.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're talking about, I'm talking about transitioning from what the party looked like and what all government looked like in general, from let's say the early 2000s to now. All right, all the people who were around in the early 2000s, in like 10 years, they're all going to be gone now. Nobody's going to be going in just because, that's the person who I know. That's the person who people always elected.
Okay. But I'm saying, do you get that feeling? Does it feel like a farewell tour?
It feels like that to me, hearing that information.
Okay. And if you're just tuning in, the current chairman, Fred Mitchell, will say, this is his last run for chairman, and it will be his last run for Fox Hill. For Fox Hill.
For Fox Hill.
F everything.
Wow, you just made it worse.
Fox Hill. The letter F.
Right. No, yeah, right.
Last run for Fox Hill. Right. And then he said that the Prime Minister is considering succession.
He didn't say consider. He said he has succession.
Well, that's good. It's good to have a plan.
And so if there's a succession for that, it feels like all of the old guard is going to be gone. Now, this then presents the Bahamian people with a new question. Because if you listen to the radio, you listen to people calling, they say, we need change. But if you want mindless or blind change, then all you just need to do is, you change your clothes. That's a new person, right? We're going to have to start listening to what people are saying and comparing it to their actions. We have to start listening to plans. This may be the time where debates actually make sense, or at the very least, everybody have access to cameras. Record yourself saying, what is your plan and what is your measurement of success or failure? Because if you are able to say, before the election, if I don't accomplish this, I would have considered myself failing, or this is how you know I'm successful because you will see this, this, and this, then we can measure that. You have to have measurable goals. That's how it works in business. That's how it works in everything else, right? And so I believe we're coming to the point where it's no longer just going to be, this person, my grandma always used to vote for this person, because both your grandmother and that person will no longer be there.
This is your hope.
I'm not hoping for anybody's grandmother to die.
No,
you are.
I mean, hope that the attitudes will change.
I'm saying this is the time for us to push for attitude change, as well as a change of how we look at politics in general.
I've been pushing for that for decades, but alas, here we are still.
So now it might come true.
might have more momentum. To
So
push
negative.
it. Just stating a reality. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Dwight, and good morning, Chester.
Good morning. How you doing?
Stephen.
Oh,
Same
Stephen,
difference.
Stephen Hannah. Yes, I was listening to Fred Mitchell earlier, right? I'm pretty sure age was one of the things that he mentioned when they were talking about the difference between Mr. Kingsley and Mr. Gibson. He didn't call any names, but I'm sure he also mentioned about the, letting go of the old and ushering in the new and so on and so forth. So I'm trying to figure why is he still running? Why is he still competing in something where he states that the new needs to be in? It seems like it's a contradiction of talk. He's saying one thing, but he's doing another. I don't get it. You understand me? And I'm pretty sure Mr. Davis will be running for a second term. He's in that bracket where, you've been there, you've done that, now move over and let somebody else younger, like they are trying to portray the new day, come in. I don't get it. It's contradictory to me. And then he's still planning to run again for Fox Hill. Why is he double talking? He didn't allow Mr. Gibson. He didn't want Mr. Gibson to run. I wouldn't say allow, my bad. He didn't allow for him to run because, like he said, we doing this for the newcomers now. Why isn't he living to that?
He said for people who had previously shown interest and had run before. So it's a little bit different from what you're saying.
He also said younger person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get from the interview this morning, it seems he still feels that he has a lot to contribute, and definitely so to the Prime Minister.
Does have something to contribute? I feel like he's not being fair in what he's saying. He's saying one thing and doing quite another.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, caller. I mean, hey, I don't know. I don't know how you got to that, but
I mean, I know, but
but two different things. You're talking about him running for chairman. Well, no one told him to drop out. He decided to drop out.
Well, also he specifically said that for both roles that he plays, and I'm paraphrasing, the Prime Minister feels that he plays a key role in those positions, and I'm guessing that as a part of whatever transition that we will see in the up and coming years, that he feels like he has to be in a certain place to help that transition.
Yeah.
Now, he says that he's not going to name a successor. He's not going to.
Fred Mitchell talking about now.
Right. I wanted to ask him, but we're wrapping up, because I know that for both he and I think Minister Hannah Martin, when they first came in, they were kind of, I don't want to say coached, but like they were brought through, the way they were brought into the community as MPs was a little bit different. It wasn't just like, oh, go figure your way out or whatever. So I would be interested to see what the transition is, because they were taught how to be MPs a certain way.
Definitely endorsed by the
by
representatives who were there before.
Right, and so it's like I would be interested to see what that transition looks like, and not so much just leaving these new persons to the wolves, and also not leaving the community to the wolves, because you don't want it to be I gone.
Well,
peace
it
out.
sounds like that's if it all goes according to the way he wishes, at least 8 years before that.
8?
8. Well, 5 more years as he hopes to be reelected, and then 3 more years in this term.
I mean, that's assuming a lot,
right?
but okay.
But so I guess, but he says he's thinking about it definitely. Yeah, all right. Continue to call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Text us 422-4796. I've got quite a few here. Can they say that they've made any real change during this, what are you saying, last administration? What do you mean by that? Who are you talking about?
I think they've been in the past 2 years.
Okay. Education is trash, and before that, transport still ain't got a unified bus system.
Now, I will tell you something about public transportation. Who's in charge of public transportation now? Keith Bell? No. Is it still
Kobe Davis?
Kobe Davis? I will campaign for the person who could get public transportation working inside this country. Right? I will put on whatever color shirt it is, and I will walk up and down the road
So this
and
will
demand people to.
In the future, when you have a mayor.
I'm just saying.
Or
however,
it's not going to happen, sir. Trust me.
I don't know if a mayor is going to make that happen. No,
Very
because
easily.
that's definitely a central government issue.
No, it's
that
not.
No,
It is
that
absolutely not.
you will definitely
If
central
those are
government
run by cities.
legislate something.
Well, of course, you need them to finally allow there to be true local government in this country.
But also to
right?
take away how this is structured right now.
That's all we're talking about here, to allow these areas, these cities, these islands to be able to manage these things. That is a city in every city in the world. That is on a city level.
I meant also
federal government, the central government doesn't have any say in that.
You know what I'm saying? Also, these plates and all this different stuff, all that stuff, you got to change. You cannot use plates as currency to pay back people after elections. All the people who inherited plates, you had a good run, it don't work so. If you build your corner shop and your little tuck shop from out of your pocket, yeah, you could pass it on to your children, but you cannot be passing along taxi plate, livery plate, chitney plate, on and on and on. None of your children even know to drive standard shift. You all pass it on to one other person, and then another person.
Changing with the system we have now. That's what I'm saying.
I know. Listen,
Right?
however
It's
it
not
works.
gonna happen.
All right.
So don't hold your breath. If you want that to change, encourage your MPs to support a true decentralized government system. Until then, yeah. This person says, I hear words like debates and progressive change, and I'm wondering if your last guest was new to the Bahamas. Is she really a PLP? Is there one PLP in government that would change how things work? Well, that might be the future, right?
Well, we're at a transition point,
Mm-hmm.
and we may see that.
And again, if more people
that is
push
true.
for it, there's no way they can run from it.
What?
Hopefully, they'll be less willing to run from it.
Here's the thing. I'm less concerned about debates, and I'm more concerned about what have these people been doing. And I know you got in trouble for this earlier this week, where you and Laverne, was it Laverne? Yeah, I think you guys asked a very simple question. Oh, what have these people done inside this? No, it was DeQuesta, right?
In trouble?
All the callers are like, oh, you don't know what insert name of cult leader here has been doing for all these years. He been doing X, Y, and Z. And it's like, that's the point. We don't know what these people have been doing, all right? They just seem to pop up out of nowhere and say, give us your trust. I need to see somebody who is actually who's building, and they built so much. They've reached a point where they say, okay, I've done everything I can do to help this community with the power that I have. I need legislative power to get the rest of this stuff done. But I'm not seeing people who are doing that necessarily in all these campaigns and all these different areas inside their country, right? What you have is people who would say, it would be really nice to have a lot of power. And then they do one beach cleanup and they say, yeah, man, these do things in the community. And now suddenly you're supposed to vote for them.
Let's take this call. Good morning, caller, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Dwight. How you doing? It's Bucky.
Doing well.
Hi. You know, Dwight, it never ceases to amaze me, Bahamian women. They always fighting that they need more rights and they want to change.
Where's this coming from?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
They always want to change and they want more rights and everything. And when they have the opportunity to make a change, they always jump up and vote against themselves. Women need to do this and women need to do that and women need to have the right to do that. When it comes time to be a leader, they would not vote for a woman. They always vote for a man. It becomes to building a church. The women will be all in the yard selling all kinds of sandwiches and hot dogs and comfort
So
and
what are you
everything.
saying,
to build
Sparky?
the
That
church.
just because someone's a woman should vote for a woman? Is that what
But
you're
what I'm saying is, when they have the opportunity, you look around most of our organizations, women are always the forerunners, always the crowd, everything. But when they come down to vote, they don't want a woman to head them. They want mommy to be the head of the house. Mommy, they want a man to
Generally,
be...
I don't know if that is across the board. So you only vote for men? Is that what you're saying?
It depends. So when they come down to any serious decision, like any leadership role, they wouldn't want to vote for a woman. It did Miss Butler in the F&M, when it was retired. The women in the F&M, they got up against this woman. What does this woman want to be leader of the F&M for? You need a
Right,
man.
so what are you bringing this up for this time? Why are you?
The same thing was going on. They said they want to change.
Can you hear me?
They want to change.
Why you bring? Okay, let's cut that, please. What are you bringing it up for at this time? What's your reasoning?
I think he was trying to insinuate that the same issue is happening with Lions.
Okay.
I think that's his insinuation. I don't know whence he's getting this information or this feeling in his soul, and then also it's disingenuous to blame a group, a subset of a group, and say this is the reason why things go a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody in this country has been elected by the power of solely one gender. Not since we allowed women to vote in the early 1900s. So it's like, it doesn't work that way. The only time you could say men put this person in power, and only men, would have been before women were allowed to vote. All right? As soon as it's one man, one vote, and you don't need to have property, and everybody could vote, once you reach the age of, what is it? Of enfranchisement or whatever it is, at 18, you can't, that's not an argument anymore. So it is disingenuous to say, oh, the reason why things don't happen for women is because women don't support it. Sure, some women don't, but also for things to pass, you need men to support it.
All right, so we were really hoping, there's still time, not much though, to have Robin Lyons join us, who's the other candidate for the chairmanship position.
And just getting a team together in the
Things
front.
are very busy right now out there. 9 o'clock, the voting started. They're very long lines, and so we might not be able to have her, but we did. That was the plan. That was the arrangement. Unfortunately, so it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But again, we that was supposed to be the case. So just in case you're thinking we were not being fair there, that was the arrangement.
Did somebody text you that?
No, I'm just saying, got to put it out there so people know. We're not picking sides here. We just we tried to be giving everybody a voice there. But it didn't quite work out. It seems as we're running out of time, just so everybody knows. But we can continue to take your calls and get your text messages in. Call us 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. All right. So, let's look at the schedule for what's going to happen tonight here at the 55th National Convention. So we've got voting going on now until, as we heard, 3 o'clock, 3 or so. And so it's thousands of people, so it may take a little while, a couple hours before we know who's won all the positions. So we're figuring early evening, I guess. But on the schedule to speak today, this is beginning at 8 o'clock. We've got Senator Darren Pickstock, followed by Ginger Moxie, who's the MP for Pine Ridge.
It's 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm. And also the Minister for Grand Bahama. We've got Bacchus Roll MP for South Beach. He's the Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs. And then you've got MP Lisa Ramming from Marathon, who's also the Minister of State in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Renewal. And then Central and South Eleuthera MP Clay Sweeting, the Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs. Followed by the MP for Pinewood, Miles LaRota, Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister. Lots of shouting and screaming going on in the background there. Things getting heated. Okay. And that's going to be followed by some video memorials, and then Freetown MP Wayne Monroe, KC, the Minister of National Security and Leader of Government Business of the House. And then the keynote address by Prime Minister Philip Davis, KC, the MP for Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador. That's going to close out the night there, night 2. And, and there's going to be a lot of entertainment in between some of those addresses. So a full night on tap for the PLP convention. All right, let's take this call really quickly. Good morning, caller, you're on the air.
Mr. Strachan, how are you?
Good morning.
Good.
Yes, good morning to both of you. That observation that Sparky made, I thought that was a very good one. I also think the same as Sparky. Why do you think it's that, Mr. Strachan?
Why do we think that
you really think people should vote for people just because of their gender?
Well, the observation that Sparky make, I also have been watching that. It seems like you can see it that it appears that they ask for issues, but when it's time for they to support, it appears to me that they seems not to support a sister with her issues, except for negative issues that they they support.
You say it's negative. Maybe they don't
I'm
agree that it's
saying
negative.
to you, it seems like anything negative to emasculate man, they will support that. But when it's something positive in terms of leadership, they will not support another sister.
Well, that's your observation as
It's not his observation.
You can see it, but it's strong as a fact. And Sparky was right on that.
I don't know if it's a fact.
Both of you are incorrect. Our observation means he's looking at it and he's seeing it. That's his opinion of what he's seeing.
See what we want to see.
That is what. Right, but I'm saying he's also
okay. No.
Sure. Conclusions. Yeah, that's it. I don't understand.
Okay. Mr. Chester, if a woman offer herself right now to become leader or a prime minister, she will not get the support. And you know what it is? I can sum it all up. I can sum it all up, and this may be strong. Jealousy is strong among women.
Okay, so here's the issue, right? Thank you for your call. Question mark. Here's the issue. One, our government doesn't work that way. You can't vote for a prime minister, right? That's not in our power as regular people. You have to be in the House of Assembly to select the prime minister out of the people who have been elected. So please understand how your government works. That's the first point. Second point is, if you are electing somebody to represent you as MP, you need to make sure that person is qualified based on what you think they're supposed to be doing. If the woman you feel is not qualified, not because of her gender, but because she doesn't have the experience, she's not a community leader, she don't have no plans, whatever the reason might be, then you may not vote for her. The same thing applies for men. That is how you should be picking. You shouldn't be picking based on, I wonder what parts this person came with. And if you keep on thinking like that, that's what's going to hold us back.
Yeah, as this person is texting, how silly are these comments these callers are making? Maybe the woman is not the better candidate. That's all right? So it is not because of her gender. She just might not be, as Steve was saying, as qualified as some of the other people. But no, I don't think you can make that. Have we had a woman, of a major party, so that you could say, and again, as Steve was saying, you can't directly vote for that person, unfortunately, in the system that we have. All right. Well, again, it's going to be a full day here at PLP National Convention at Bahamar. Thousands of people already out there lining up to vote, and they're going to be doing that straight up until 3, and then the ballot counting will continue into the evening. And we'll know this evening in those positions that are being contested, like chairman and vice chair, who will be the victorious in those posts. So stay tuned to the Guardian News Network for more on that.
Another F word, victorious. Go ahead.
Okay, Stephen Hanna, thank you very much for being here this morning. Hope you have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe, and I'll be back on Monday with more Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green coming up next.
It's Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.